19 airports nationwide as part of efforts to refurbish and expand aging infrastructure. According to the Federal Aviation Administration, the largest sum, $50 million, will go to Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport in Florida. O'Hare International Airport in Chicago will get $40 million. And airports in Phoenix, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, and San Francisco will each receive more than $30 million. Greg Clugston, the White House.
A shooting at a Waffle House restaurant in Indianapolis early this morning killed a woman and wounded 5 others. Around 12:30, police found 5 victims.
We're going to be talking about that. Thank you for liking. We appreciate you guys.
More details, srnnews.com.
I'm pretty handy around the house, but now that I have kids, I don't want to spend my Saturday installing a toilet or fixing an air conditioner. But thankfully, there's Home Advisor. Home Advisor helps me find the best home pros.
Oh, thank you for coming on, whoever's on.
You can read reviews of the pros.
We're just getting started.
Even put appointment online. And what my wife loves most is that Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app to get started.
Hey, Gail, how you doing this morning? Getting up early with us. You're an hour behind. So it's 6 a.m. there.
Can be emailed to you every Monday via digital download link that never expires.
I believe you guys are on Central Time.
Plus the games, celebrity.
You're about to be on here with all kind of people all over the world.
360 and radio rarities whenever you'd like.
Oh, I forgot to tag myself, but
that's Hollywood 360 Radio.
Oh my goodness. That's one thing I forgot to do. I had to get coffee. If I tag everybody, usually there too, so I just tag myself. But we'll get people on here shortly. Got all these people from New York and stuff coming on later on, but we'll have some of our fantastic people from Australia and everywhere on with us too. It's early there. So let's get ready to get it. Good morning, coffee and donuts. I will tell hello to Sweet Leaf and all them when I get on there because they can't hear me. And because the only thing everybody else can hear is the commercials. YouTube's behind the scenes of the show.
Carnival season is finally here. Hey there, folks. Looking for a top expert in medical, health, and life insurance? Look no further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine Preston, your trusted agent, providing the perfect plan to fit your budget. She works with multiple companies, ensuring the best option just for you. Don't miss out on the chance.
You know you're doing something with a radio station when people of listeners of other major syndicated shows are like, hey, have you hooked up with each other yet? Like, oh, thank you. You're listening. We'll appreciate that.
Services for individuals and family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.
They don't need to have Waffle Houses in Indianapolis. Sorry. We know how to deal with that in the South if we have a Waffle House. There won't be any shootings at our Waffle House because everybody's sitting there turning around. Get out of here. We're eating waffles. And also, the people that work at the Waffle House know how to handle themselves in the South.
Fried chicken right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A, here in Newton.
You hear music to the lyrics speak to you on a deeper level. I'm Bruce Thornton. Join me and Donna every Friday morning at 10:30 a.m. on WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key, for our show Lyrical Wisdom. Every week we will dive into the lyrics of songs and uncover hidden messages that we hope will leave you feeling inspired and enlightened. We know that our ideas may not always line up with yours, so this show will be an open discussion. Email us with ideas for songs at lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. That's lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. Let's share some wisdom together.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rod Peterson here, host of the Rod Peterson Show, inviting you to join
All right, we're getting ready to go on. Let's see. I'm going to pull this out. I had it in just in case I would miss.
Because it is. You've never heard a show like it because we make the listeners a part of the show. Every day between noon and 2 p.m. Eastern, you'll hear plenty of the best
Let's see here.
including the latest on the Falcons, the Braves, and more. And who
That's
knows?
too long. That's too long.
That's the Rod Peterson Show, daily at noon, right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
Breakfast for Sue, Bob, and the gang in Sweet Leaf. I will tell them when we get on the air. Good morning. Thank you for coming on, guys. We're getting ready to hit the airwaves with your favorite radio morning show. You're in lockdown with yours truly, Ryan O'Neal. That's right. If you got the golden sneakers, you might have an opportunity to get that chocolate from Willy Wonka.
Views and opinions of this show and program are not the views and opinions of this station, its management, or its clientele. All right, we're gonna do it once more.
And I've watched something that's just, it's going to be hard for me to even watch wrestling anymore after watching this documentary. Good morning, Warrior Defenders. All right. There we go. Just want to make sure I got everything. We are still going, Stewie. What's up? What's up, everybody? It is period number 1, 3 periods of nonstop play, sports, entertainment, news, and more. Getting you ready, Atlanta and worldwide, for your favorite radio show all over. You're in lockdown this morning. That's right. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary getting ready to kick off. We're going to talk about the golden sneakers and more. Who am I? I'm RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm the host of the most, the one, the only Ryan O'Neal, of course, and I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on that shoutcast. Shout it out loud across that RyanORadio media page. Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. Also, ladies and germs. We are across, can you hold the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally, the Jordan Communication and Family Radio Stations, East Alabama, West Shores, including right here at 99.1 FM, WQEE, the key, home of inspirational talk, news, and Southern sports. We got a little sports for you, news this weekend. We'll get you ready for Major League Baseball and more, but also we're going to kick it off with the Waffle House news story. But first, to my haters, dadgum straight, I'm the man. There's our old song there. You remember that one. Ladies and gentlemen, breakfast for all from Gail and the Zoo crew, the Sue, Bob, Sweet Leaf, and the whole gang. Sweet Leaf, good morning, guys. Sweet Leaf says, good morning, Gail. Sue says, what's up, girl? Being hip there this morning, huh, Sue? She says, LOL. Tim says, good morning, as well as Bob and the whole crew out there, Rodney K and the Zoo crew. Alice, David, and Mike are on with us up in Canada. Hey, good morning to Helen, as well as Vicky and the crew up there. We got people across the other ones. And good morning, of course, we said Warrior Defenders. And people are going to start coming on our YouTube page. Remember, like, subscribe, and share that YouTube page. It is growing and growing and growing and growing. And growing and growing and growing and growing. All right. You guys go ahead and get on here and start getting it on. Start liking, get it there. I didn't get ready to tag too much. Hey, share, like, share, and subscribe to the RyanORadio Penitentiary page and the WQEE page all in one. That way we can get started. Coming up, 3 periods of nonstop play. It's just you and me all morning long. Coach Lewis is not going to be with us this morning. He's on vacation in California with his lovely bride this week as they got spring break at a Landmark Christian School. So he'll be back next week to talk more football action and more as we get ready for that, and spring football for his high school football team. And we'll get his thoughts on what's going on in the world of NFL and spring training beginning. All that's going to come up next week. But you got 3 hours with me. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have Richard Holdridge, the sports analyst on the show, and we're going to talk MLB baseball. training, what games he's got going on this week, and more. Also, we'll talk with Shane B tomorrow. Top 10 movies, what's hot, what's not, what you should be checking out. And I'm going to give you some entertainment news galore tomorrow morning. That is the true Twisted Tuesday edition. I haven't got a response back, but we'll get with Greg TJ Justice. I'm going to try to get him on Wednesday. And Thursday for sure, we will have Courtney Lizo from the Book of the Dead podcast, another true crime expert, co-hosting with her mother on that Book of the Dead podcast. We'll do another unsolved homicide this coming up Thursday morning. And Friday is your regular Friday show. There you go. So there you go. Breakfast for everybody. Come on, keep going up, guys. Keep liking, get the views up on our WQEE page. That's right. That's right. Coming up this next 3 periods, we got a lot to talk about. I'm going to talk about the life and crimes of Vincent Kennedy McMahon, Ashley Massaro, who passed away years ago, and of course, I'm gonna say passed away. I know she supposedly committed suicide, but after watching a documentary yesterday, I can see what might have came to this young lady. News Nation had a recent interview with her best friend. We'll talk about that. Plus, we'll talk about the life and crimes of Vincent Kennedy McMahon, which is getting more and more disgusting to the point where yours truly here, I'm this close, and you guys can't see it on the air, but people can see it. I'm this close to stop watching. Actually, I didn't even have been lately not watching as much wrestling as I should have. I've been keeping up with the highlights so I can tell everybody out there. But I'm that close to stop supporting any wrestling whatsoever. No, and it's nothing to do. I mean, AEW just kind of boring. They don't have a good program where they're able to write storylines. But the guy that runs the company is a fantastic guy. So Tony Khan is a great man. So don't care what anybody says, whatever. I know there's a new company, TKO, trying to do damage control for the World Wrestling Entertainment, but and they do have better storylines with The Rock and everything showing up and joining this bloodline. But guys, after watching the downfall of Vince McMahon and the WWE documentary I saw yesterday, and it putting in perspective of things that's happened over the years, I've kind of got this disgusting feeling in my pit of my stomach about Vincent Kennedy McMahon. So we're going to talk about that. And these billionaires, man, all these billionaires ripping people off and people just being stupid enough to just let them rip them off and do whatever they want to do to them. And I'm not talking about this young lady in that situation. There's a lot of people who got ripped off by Vince McMahon too. And billionaires, and I'm not going to sit here and go, he lets me be free on X. Well, he let Randy be free on X. He lets me free on X and say racist things. I'm going to say he's great. No, he's not. So, no one like that is great. Sorry to hurt their feelings. So, ladies and gentlemen, a Waffle House shooting in Indianapolis. I tell you, I'm going to tell you that. Typical situations, but gone a little too far. We'll talk about the golden sneakers. Could I get you into Mar-a-Lago and you see the chocolate factory there? I don't know. UFC is owned by TKO, who owns. You're mainly them fan, but I'm probably not going to do any of that after this disgusting display of what's going on in this world. And people are like, "Well, dude, I'm all right with it." No, I'm not. I'll tell you, if we all fighting against child predators and stuff, we can't just overlook, well, I don't like this person and I like this person. This person is in the same company as the people I like, so I'm just going to go ahead and like them. And that's why I'm kind of getting disgusted and not wanting to watch too much anything anymore. That's why we kind of talk about movies on Tuesdays. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The Waffle House shooting, the golden ticket, the golden sneakers have been sold. Israel at war. We'll tell you, it's 136 days in war. They're hoping to come pretty soon. Kansas City's quarterback Patrick Mahomes and his wife Brittany Mahomes made a visit to the hospital to the people that were part of the shooting during that parade. We'll tell you what Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift has done. So I know that, yeah, I know. I don't even listen to Taylor Swift's music, so I mean, I don't really care. But hey, if somebody with that kind of money is going to take their money, their hard-earned money that they became multimillionaires or whatever she is, and she's going to help out a family, that's fantastic. I got to give it to the young lady. You don't have to like her politics, even like her music, to see that she's a kind human being. And we're going to talk about that this morning. Also, Snoop Dogg is mourning the death of his older brother, who was also his manager, and Lefty Driscoll, a legendary Maryland men's basketball coach, has passed away. We'll get into all these stories, including some union news for you this morning. So don't worry about that. It's a Monday edition of your radio show, and we're kicking it all off at 21 minutes past the hour. We're holding. Let's get right back to it. I got it right here in front of me. 39 degrees in the Atlanta metro Atlanta area news. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. Our daily devotion this morning is sponsored by Noonan City Church, 17 First Avenue, here in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan. Church services every Sunday morning is right there inside at 8 a.m. at 17 First Avenue, and outside services, because we have our big tent revivals at 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. every week. Come on out. Even yesterday when it was cold, it was warm under the tent, buddy. It was warm under the tent, and Pastor Ellison brought the fire too. Pastor Jimmy Ellison, Pastor Cedric, Pastor Darren, and Pastor Randy invite you out to services every Sunday morning at NCC PM on Sunday evening. All right, let's take a look at today's daily devotion coming out of Jesus Listens. Sarah Young's book that she wrote. She's the author of Jesus Calling. February 19th, she's bringing together Romans 8, 1 through 2, Genesis 3, 6, 2 Corinthians 5, 21, and John 1, 11 through 12. Guys, stay with us. Stay with us. You're going to need this. My friends of the Navajo Nation every morning ask me to do this. So if they're willing to listen, you are too. You should be. Yeah, man, wait, what? Redeeming Savior, I rejoice in you. Sweet Lisa says, I love your devotions every morning, brother. Thank you. I rejoice in you, knowing that your sacrifice on the cross absorbed all of my guilt, present, past, and future. There is no condemning for those who belong to you. There's none, but you can't keep also doing the same thing over and over. My guilt-free status as your child provides good reasons to be joyful each day of my life. Ever since Adam and Eve disobeyed you in the Garden of Eden, the world has been under bondage of sin. Please help me learn the full enjoy of my guilt-free status in your kingdom, though you, the law of the Spirit of life, has set me free. I realize that this is not an invitation to dive into a careless, sinful lifestyle. You hear that? You can't just dive in it. Just because God's got your blood just because you're covered by the blood of Jesus does not mean you can go on a cruise, get drunk, and sleep with everybody on the cruise, or go on vacation, get drunk, and party and take your tops off. Me and Norway. Some of you guys, no, we don't want to see your tops off either. Look like beach whales. But anyway, that's what it's saying. You give me your own perfect righteousness. Please help me learn to fully get my guilt-free status. That's right. You enable me to live thankfully, celebrating the amazing privilege of belonging to you forever. It's such a wondrous blessing to know who I am, a beloved child of God. That is true. This is my true identity, and it makes me every moment of my life meaningful. Amen. Amen. I love how that one came out there. I love how it was like, I'm covered by the blood of Jesus, but you know what? Just because you're covered by the blood of Jesus don't mean you don't go out every Friday and Saturday night, do something crazy, and then go to church on Sunday. And it's Jesus. It's all right with me as long as I'm here this morning drinking my coffee. I might not have that many coffees last night. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But if you do have a problem, our friends at Coweta Force can help you out. They're always doing a wonderful job at helping people out. And they help those in need that are coming off of any kind of addictions and everything. And they have all kind of wonderful meetings almost every day. Coweta Force here, South Beatty Avenue in Noonan. Yeah. Great place for great people to get themselves straightened out. Wonderful people. getting themselves straightened out. Oh yeah, you got to. I know people don't like to hear the positivity, but the negativity is all we got in this world. But I do have to give you guys the news, so get ready for it. I know, but you got to do it. It's a part of life. News. So let's go ahead and news this morning. Time for the news at 25 minutes past the hour. We're holding at 39 degrees in the Atlanta metro Atlanta area. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jeffery Street in Newnan. Some of the headlines you can read on our WQEE Facebook page. Trump launches a $399 sneaker line with cologne and perfume. 55 people were dead in a New Guinea massacre. As they search for a suspect, police identified victims of the University of Colorado shooting. Another shooting has happened. 2 police officers, 1 firefighter, and a paramedic dead in a Minnesota shooting. Another shooting. The shooting is getting crazy and crazier. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk more about this. A Denver funeral director faces charges after remains of 30 bodies were found near his home. Miles Hartford is facing multiple charges in the case that is ongoing, according to the Denver PD. He was serving as the director of the now closed Apollo Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Littleton, Colorado. He was also the owner after a woman's body was found at his residence inside his hearse. They started looking into it, and he was not cremating the bodies. He was just getting the money for the cremation. Good Lord Almighty, how sick some of this stuff is. Getting the money for the cremation. So now he's facing a lot of charges. Major charges. And we got more shootings than going on. And look, I'm always about let's try to do something sensible. Okay, let's try to get some kind of law and do something to these crazy people to keep them from going and getting the guns from the good people that are just doing their jobs. Now, you never know. It's like when you're selling. Look, it's like when you're selling alcohol to somebody in a grocery store or a convenience store. The fellow that comes up to you might buy it. He's going to go home. He might have that alcohol for all week long, or even 2 weeks. Might not even drink it every day. And then the guy right behind him might come in every 2 hours and get something. It's the same thing with guns. You don't know who is buying. We've discussed the gun things and the feelings I know some of my listeners have, but I kind of started studying all this stuff. You can't really blame the people that are doing the gun selling, because it's like I said, it's like if they were selling alcohol to somebody, they don't know that everybody comes in there there may be the first three that come in there may not be alcoholics, but the fourth one may be. The same way as the first 3 or 4 guys that come in there or gals that come in there and buy weapons and guns and stuff that they just, they're so cool because they like them. Are not the kind of people, they're the kind of people who buy. What's up? The kind of people that buy, safes to put them in. But I do think that these police officers, firefighters, and paramedics that was in the shooting in Minnesota, the University of Colorado students, something's got to be done. I don't know what, I don't know how, but I think you need to have a passing mental examination before you can go buy a gun. I know that, I know. But people that own guns don't want those people buying guns either. I got family members, you would never know they had a gun unless you try to go rob them. And then you go, whoa, I didn't know you had that many guns. Yeah, you shouldn't try to rob it. I mean, I'm calling that a responsible gun owner is what I'm saying. You don't know, the kids don't know. But it's kind of weird world with all this shooting that happened over the weekend. Oh man. And one of the biggest ones is something that happened in a Waffle House. Police are still investigating a shooting in a Waffle House that wounded and fatally killed one in the west side of Indianapolis. Good morning, Pete, good morning. Leo, how you doing? In Indianapolis earlier this morning. It happened at the Waffle House restaurant shortly after 12:30 a.m. Monday. One female victim was dead from her injuries, and the others were taken to the local hospital. Investigation still going on as they're looking for the suspect or suspects. Crime Stoppers number in Indianapolis, 317-262-TIPS. That's 317-262-TIPS, and we'll keep you abreast of what's going on with that. Sad news. I can tell you, if that was a Waffle House in the South, first of all, God from heaven. Good morning, brother radio man. Good morning, God from heaven. Bless you, my friend. Thank you for acknowledging me as a radio man. I appreciate that because it is real radio. Thank you. And God bless you too. I just had my daily devotion to kick the show off. That's what we do here. First of all, you wouldn't have messed with the employees. They'd be like, hey, son, you ain't pulling that gun out here. Come on. They'd have beat them down. 99.1, keep it rocking. I will definitely do that, my brother. Let us know, God from heaven. And, of course, I want you guys to stay on because I'm going to tell you how you could be a part of the station if you have a great radio show idea as well. If you've got a show idea or if you know of some shows that want to be a great, we do opportunities. We open up the opportunities for you to host your own show at a great price, 770-347-9947. Now, remember, if you don't want to be successful, don't call that number. But if you want to be successful, call us at 770-347-9947. Just want to get that out there in the middle of the news story. But yeah, if it had been in the South, first of all, I love real DJs. Now all you hear is computer jocks. I know, right, brother? That's all it is. We have live programming all day here at WQEE in Atlanta. We go into the stuff overnight. Yep, he's real. Andrew Polana's my lovely bride. Anyway, back to the Waffle House shooting in Indianapolis. Thank you guys for like, subscribe, and share the page if you're on YouTube. Here's another thing to let you guys know. If that had happened in the South, first of all, the employees would have threw hands at somebody coming there trying to shoot. And then, second of all the Waffle House regulars would have turned around and said, you in the wrong place, son. That would have been the South. I mean, of course, this happened in Indianapolis. We're going to pray for him, and hopefully that they get the suspect or suspects into custody after 6 people were shot, including one dead there at a Waffle House. But like I said, if it had been here in the South, love to visit Hot Atlanta. That's us. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate it. You guys like, share, and subscribe to the page. We're going to take a break. You got that right. We're going to take a break here in the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You guys are in lockdown. That waitress in Noonan pulled her gun out. That's right. That was many, many years ago. Let's take a look at it. 39 degrees right now here in the metro Atlanta area. 34 minutes past the hour. And that's active pest control. Bring you a look at that. 34 Jeffery Street in Noonan. Let's take a look at your traffic right quick. What's going on with traffic? You and I don't know, but I can tell you what I see. Gwinnett County, crash at I-85 right before Beaver Ruin Road 102, left lane there, up to 740 Eastern Standard Time, headed into Riverdale, house fire closing up that road, avoid west of I-75. No traffic issues in Noonan so far. Bullsboro looking good, Lower Fayetteville Road and Popular Road, Temple Avenue looking good in front of the station, Jackson Street. Heading down Interstate 85 southbound, Grantville and Hogansville say nothing's going on this morning. LaGrange is looking good, no traffic issues. Backed up a little on New Franklin Road, heading into Commerce Avenue. Down Interstate 85 southbound, just go ahead and tell you what's going on into Georgia and Alabama. You're going to the West Point. You get off the West Point exit. There's construction still going on there on the right. You take the left, that's the Loves, and there's a traffic backed up because of the Hardys. Head on down. If you're going to go into Lynette, you're going to have to go down to exit 77 in Valley because exit 79 is shut down right now through construction and Valley. That's a look at what's going on with a traffic this morning. Brought to you by Killensworth Realty Road Report. Guys, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much. We're live all day. Gotta love that radio. I appreciate everybody. And if anybody out there wants to host their own show, give us a call, 770-347-9947. I'll tell you how to get that, and you'll be on with other live people. We have live programming. We have more and more live programming added every day.
Sunny skies with a high near 60. Light and variable winds. Clear skies tonight, cool with a low near 30.
Andrew Bolanothon, lovely bride. Woohoo!
Beautiful sunny skies all day with a high near 63. Winds are light and variable. Tuesday night, clear. Low near 35 with light and variable winds. Your hump day looks like this. Sunshine, high near 68. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday night, partly cloudy skies to go into Thursday. Low near 47. Light and variable winds. By Thursday, there's a chance of rainfall coming in. That's right, rain all day with a high near 70 and a low near 52. That's your active weather forecast, sponsored by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care.
Pull up a couple of more news stories here.
Atlanta Smackdown for you. 34 Jeffery Street here in Newton. Active Pest Control office.
Waitress, yes, you did. I remember that.
Offering both monthly and quarterly pest control services, plus specific services like pet control, even if you can't see them.
When we chat live on the radio, great station. Recommend people should reach out to share their information. You got that right. We do have some information we're going to share this morning as well. Oh, don't freeze up.
You're walking, shopping, or on your favorite trail.
You can become a sponsor too. If you want to be successful, call me. But if you don't want your business to succeed, don't worry about calling me. Just don't worry about it.
I'm the founder of Warrior Defenders. As a certified tactical self-defense instructor, I'm specializing in women's self-defense. All women of all ages have the ability to learn how to defend themselves effectively with technical drills to build their survival skills. You can be your own hero. Classes and private seminars are available. Learn today to have a safer tomorrow.
All right, guys. Okay, good deal. Okay, good deal. All right. I love all this.
March 7th through the 17th. 2 weeks of family fun.
Well, thank you there, buddy. We'll get you downloaded.
Across from the Callaway Football Stadium in LaGrange, Georgia. Presented by LaGrange College. Jordan
I was looking for something.
7th through the 17th. LaGrange
There we go.
Spring Fest. Carnival season is finally here.
Hey there, folks. Looking for a top expert in medical health and life insurance? Look no further than CP Financial. Charmaine Preston.
Thank you. Thank you, Mac McGee of the Armchair Quarterbacks. And Braves Country Radio, weekdays, 3 to 5 p.m. on the network.
706-525-5931. Speak to Charmaine Preston, CP Financial, your top local sales agent.
Extra, extra, extra. God's newspaper boy, Elder Gerald Alfred, is inviting you to listen in to the Voice of Reason broadcast.
All right, let's see here.
Fresh revelation from God's Word for today, every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. I'll have a seat for you Sunday morning at 11 a.m. on WQEE 99.1 FM.
Oh, we're back, I guess. Hey, don't be dropping off. There you go. Oh, you know it's all right. We're back in living color. Welcome back into it. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. If you don't see again, a good night. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it is the RyanORadio Penitentiary here in lockdown. Come on out of that penalty box as we kick off the remainder of this period. Coming up still this morning, we're going to talk about the downfall of Vince McMahon and, of course, WWE inside our life and crimes of Vincent Kenny McMahon. And we'll give you a little update from what happened on SmackDown on Friday night. I don't know. I'm going to keep you updated on all that stuff. I'm slowly getting away from watching all this after seeing such a documentary on Vince McMahon's and the stuff over the years is kind of depressing. We'll get into that. Plus, if you got the golden hello from Iran, what's up, Iran? How you doing? Thank you for joining us. If you got the golden sneakers, you might get to go to the chocolate factory, Charlie. We'll talk about that in just a few. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. All right, anyway, the 13th annual Sportsman Raffles coming up Saturday, July 27th, noon to 5 p.m. 100 sportsman items, including $10,000 cash, a grand prize of a truck. Oh, what? 2024 GMC Sierra, a bunch of great gun weapons and stuff. Manly stuff, right? Sorry, ladies, got to do this. A Bass Pro Shop is a part of it, as well as sponsored by the Shriners Club. Ladies and gentlemen, tickets available at Angie's Cleaners, 51 Aces Circle Noonan. That's 51 Aces Circle Noonan, Angie's Cleaners here in Noonan. Get your tickets there. All right, let's jump into it. Jump up. Good morning. Everything. Jack, how you doing? I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys being with us. Let's do a little bit of news now. We like to mix in the fun with the everything like that. We like to mix in the fun with the news. All right, the United Nations highest court is set to open the week of the public hearings as of today on Israel's near 6-decade occupation and of course of Palestinian say that 5 times fast. I'm sorry, guys. Of Palestinian territories aimed at the Middle East war against Iran-backed Hamas in Gaza Strip. Say that 5 times fast, Ryan. Basically, it's 6 long decade of them being occupying the territory where Palestinians are in the Middle East as a war rages on against the Iran-backed Hamas in the Gaza Strip. We'll say that there. All right, the historic 6-day hearing is in the International Court of Justice, and they are running this week and in February 26th with more than 50 nations and 3 international organizations expected to speak starting with the state of Palestine beginning today. So we'll keep you abreast of what's going on with that every day. Will this be kind of a ceasefire in a way for them to talk about this? We got all these nations talking about it. All these leaders coming together. Of course, you and I just regular folks every day, even though I do a lot of the news, I'm not really gonna jump into telling you what to think or how to think, because that's just not what we do here on this show. We have a good time and give you the news, and that's it. And great interviews. That's what news is supposed to be and program is supposed to be. So I'm gonna let you make your decision on that. I'll keep you abreast of what's going on with this each day. And I'm not going to judge you for your opinions, because your opinion is your opinion, whatever. I'm not going to judge the people that bought the golden sneakers either. I mean, I'll pick on them, but I'm not going to judge them. Through what's going on during the Israel war in Gaza, which began in October, the court hearing is also going to hear the results of the United Nations General Assembly on December 30th that asked the court to give an opinion on the matter. The 15 international judges are tasked in answering 2 questions. What are the legal consequences of Israel's ongoing violations of the Palestinian rights to its occupation, settlement, and parts of their territory since 1968, and how Israel policies and practices affect the league's status of that same area, and what are the legal consequences for all countries and the United Nations? We'll get you ready for that. Those are the questions they're going to be answering. We'll get more details as this coming on. This has been a long, raging war, guys. Even those that believe in the Bible have been reading it. This thing's been going on for a number of years. So it's not like this is a first-time deal. For younger people, it may be a first time for you, but this thing's been going on forever. They've been doing this back and forth, so we'll see what is going on there. We'll keep you abreast. What's up? What's up? You sound like Ron the Truth Killings there, brother. What's up? What's up? What's up? Wolverine fanboy 123. That is the coolest name ever. I love Wolverine. We'll be talking about that. We talked about that movie last week with him and Deadpool. Help, says CK whatever. Still, Jack is laughing too. Everybody's having a good time this morning. Let's jump into it. Let's get you some more Israel news, and we'll go to a break at 15 minutes away from the top of the hour. You know where we're holding at. about 39 degrees in the metro Atlanta and Atlanta areas on 99.1 FM WQEE, real radio for real people. 136 days since the Israel-Hamas war began, and 28,985 Palestinians have been killed. Israel strikes across the Gaza as the U.S. says it will block another ceasefire resolution of the UN. U.S. is the top aid of Israel instead of hopes of kind of having a ceasefire agreement and hostage release between Israel and Hamas. It's ensuring there will be a wider resolution that's going to kind of stop it so we can stop the deaths of innocent women and children on both sides. Now, those men are really not innocent. I don't know why they say that. Well, I mean, I'm sure the people that are in the armed forces on both sides know what they're doing, but what about some everyday regular guy that's taking care of his family? He's not innocent. We'll put him in there too. But we'll see. Hamas demands, according to Israel, Israel Prime Minister says they got to push back on it. They said Hamas demands are delusional and rejects the U.S. and international calls for the Palestinian statehood, which they're going to be working into that as well. We're going to take a break. Stay with us. More on the way. Like, subscribe, and share. And please tell all of your friends that I guess other idiots would consider, other shows and idiots would consider, quote, trolls. They're welcome here. You're not a troll. You're the RyanORadio. You're in the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Think about it. I'm the warden. Come on, think about it. I love a troll. So tell your troll friends they are welcomed here to have a good time, and they don't have to worry about somebody whining over them. All right, back in a moment. We got more still to come. We're going to talk about the golden sneakers. And if you've got the golden sneakers, you could get, Charlie, you could be going to the chocolate factory. We'll talk about that. Plus, man, I got to get into that Vince McMahon thing. Ashley Massaro, who's a professional wrestler who was victim during her time in the WWE. And of course, she is dead today from suicide. I'm going to talk about something I watched that's kind of led us. And Randy Rocket Cody's been on my show before. We've dived deeper into the Chris Benoit situation where it felt like that was not suicide, double suicide, or double murder suicide. We felt like it was a triple homicide. LaFart, what's up? We'll get into all that coming up this morning too. Also, we won't have our friend Coach Tommy Lewis from Landmark Christian War Eagles this morning because he's on vacation this week because it's spring break there at the school. So we won't talk too much sports today, but we will talk about Travis Kelce Swift and Taylor Swift, and also, and I'm not making fun of them because they did a great job. The egg, the golden egg. That's right, bro. But it's the golden sneakers we're going to talk about. That's coming up. Also, we'll talk about the Mahomes, Taylor Swift, and Travis Kelce and what they did. Back for the victims of the parade shooting. Back in a moment. Do a 360. You don't want to look at me.
U.S. producer prices increased more than expected in January amid strong gains in the cost of services.
So do a 360 so we can pick on you. Love you guys. Love those. Love the fighting that you guys. What? Why? What, you gonna video me? That's all you saw. Woohoo! Lucky you, right? Lucky you, right? Movies are a great topic for me. Looking forward to that show. Yeah, that'll be tomorrow. Eggs. I love eggs. Do you love the golden eggs?
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. is Wishbone Fried Chicken, right next door to their former location.
Where'd my hairline go? Look. Oh, it's still here. I still got all my hair.
Jackson Street, Suite A, here in Boone.
Shopping for insurance doesn't have to be stressful. I'm Christine, owner of Home Insurance, located here in Newnan, Georgia. We're an independent agency with
Poor me, I'm gonna start crying because you're picking on me.
and commercial insurance. We're your one-stop shop for your insurance needs. www.insure.
Do you love eggs? I love eggs. Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
We look forward to meeting you soon.
This is Margie from Connecting Hearts Network. I'd like you to take just a moment and listen to Linda Kirkpatrick explain to you what Family Patterns Matters is all about.
No, I don't love crack. Sorry.
Works with youth and their families to help overcome barriers that prevent their success.
Well, I'm going to turn you,
With mentoring, tutoring,
supposed to be at K, whatever you are. You're supposed to be a troll. I'm going to turn you into a fan of mine. I'm going to promise you that. You're going to have too much fun to be like, damn, this guy's too cool. He thinks it's fun to make fun of everybody. I'm going to go out and destroy everybody else's YouTube account in his name. Oh, I don't. You're going to like me. Because I'm not going to be offended. Because I know I look good. I'm a sexy boy. Look, no worries if you do. I got 100 million other so-called trolls on here, and they all be like, that's our boy. You're in the penitentiary. You in the penitentiary now. You think you can say something? No, man, I got something for you. I got some very, very highly trained trolls on here. They're waiting for me to sick them. Sick me, Ryan. Let me destroy them. Well, we got more skanks. That's what the skanks say. Well, at least I got them. You know, you're probably sitting around, you know, in your mom's basement playing video games that you can't beat. My trolls can beat you at because they're actually working their job and playing at the same time. Shout out to me. What's up, Huddy Bricks? Yes. Hi from Russia. Good morning, Russia. Good morning, Russia. Good morning, Russia. How you doing there? Hi, let's see. Huddy Bricks is on with us. Shout out. Hi from Russia. Oh, yeah. We got one kind of troll. You not understand that most of my listeners are trolls. Take care of you. You're going to get me mad. I'm having a good they can say things that I could never say. I'm like, oh, I didn't say that. That's what old so-and-so from Russia said to you, or so-and-so from Australia said to you. Good people. I'm breaking up a lot today. Must be on your end. Must be on your end. Shout out LaFart. Name LaFart. Oh, Chris, oh, Chris, are you gonna be one of my fans, or are you gonna be one of the ones that want to try to come after me? Because I hope you're gonna be a fan. I hope I'm gonna win you over. I hope you're gonna won't do like the other guy and say, no, I don't want to be here. I don't want to listen to you. This is RyanORadio Penitentiary, guys. What you can do is send something to me. Send some eggs to me. We're going to talk about some of your hero out there. Some of you probably sitting in the basement there, in your mom's basement going, I got them $399 sneakers. Hello, how you doing, Donovan? Thank you for joining us this morning. Everybody, if you like, subscribe, and share the page. Coming up in the next period, we're going to talk about the former president launching some perfume, cologne, and a sneaker line, the Golden You're losing brain cells. Well, you shouldn't support the former president. I'm just kidding. Oh Lord, man, you get actually listening to this show gives you intelligence. I have marine biologists that listen to this show. I have politicians, wrestlers, and highly educated people. So if you're losing brain cells, it's because you're watching Snooze Max or something. All right, guys, we'll talk about those golden sneakers coming up and get you. Charlie, guess what? You're going to go to the chocolate factory with those golden sneakers. You're a local elf. Okay, you're a local elf. What's up? Thank you, Chris, for saying I'm funny. I appreciate it, brother. LaFart. I like that's one of the funniest names I've heard in a long time. I bet other people are like, I didn't want to say that. That would offend me to say his name or her name. Who cares? You're joking. Yeah, I'm funny. Well, did I offend you? He's talking about the guy in the sneakers, man. He's talking about him, man. I want to watch a loser like Joe Rogan tell me that there's lizard people. There's got to be lizard people out there. Q said it. Anybody that's kind of like making fun, you must be kind of into the world of fake stuff. You sit in your mom's basement, lights down low. You see a real radio show, and you're like, coming to it's too intelligent for me. He actually knows how to read. Thank you, LaFarge. You're funny. Thank you. Chris, are you on my side or are you against me, Chris? Do I have to pick on you or not? Listeners on the air, guys, and all over my feeds. He's like, man, they don't know who they messing with. Thank you, Sweetly, from the Navajo Nation. Because I'm not on here lying about the end of the world coming and there's lizard people somewhere, Chris. One of those. I got way more viewers than that on here. You just want to say that because you think you gotta make me mad? Who's gonna make me mad? Who's gonna make me mad? We don't have basements. Well, then what are you doing? Sitting outside on your computer. Guess what, guys? We don't even have basements. I gotta sit outside because I'm making fun of the sneaker guy. Yes, I worship him. He's my God. Back in a moment. Stay with us. You're listening to Real Radio for real people and for the fakes out there too. Thank you, Australia, though, Chris. I'm picking with you. Don't feel bad. I'm picking at you. You may not even think I'm picking at you. I'm picking. Thank you, LaFart. I appreciate that. Golden sneakers, yeah. No, I don't do crack, man. I don't do any kind of drugs. I'm straight edge. The people that do drugs are the people that think there's alien lizard people in the corner. Man, there's lizard people in California. Back in a moment. Nope. The only people that think like that are people that do too much drugs. Oh, I can offend anybody. I got 2 words for you. We're America. We can offend. We elected Donald Trump. You got it. We know how to offend everybody. And we might put it back in the White House just to piss everybody off. I don't know. Can I raise you up, Clayton? Whoever you are. Clayton Thomas. You guys think that being a troll is going to really... All you're doing is giving my views to going up. I got some real trolls on here that are really dangerous. They'll be sitting here looking at this going, all right, I'm going to write these names down. But don't hurt them too bad. I don't know what you mean. One of them, haters make you famous. I know, right? Warrior defenders. Just like I say in my intro, I'm the man around here whether you like it or not. But man, you're not saying that the losing people cue is real, man. You're saying that's imaginary. Yeah, because I don't smoke dope. Don't do drugs. I look at reality.
NBC News Radio. I'm Michael Castor. Former Trump UN Ambassador Nikki Haley is criticizing former president for not speaking out on the death of Putin opposition leader Alexei Navalny.
Alexei Navalny. He is dead. Who cares?
Donald Trump is going to side with a thug who kills his political opponents.
How do you do it under the current audit? You have to call an accountant, and they'll take care of that for you. Clayton. A big check back. If you do, you got to give some to me. If it's not in America, you're not going to get a big check back. Well, I hope that's not a bad thing looking like your basketball coach, your poor basketball coach, whoever you are. You haven't said anything mean. You just said, you look like it. You're welcome, Clayton. You're welcome. Who is that? You look like a basketball coach. Poor guy. Hopefully, hope you're not saying your basketball coach is an ugly female and be like, thank you. So you can't do anything to me. This is going beyond a book drops on February. This is going beyond book drops on February 22nd. So excited where I share a piece of my story, including other women. There you go. There you go, Warrior Defenders. Pete is still on here. I know he's working. He's probably got to talk to the boss is stopping him and interrupting him while he's listening. And he's like, look, I get the job done. Just let me listen to my show. You're very welcome. Ella, you're very welcome. I'm not hip like you, Clayton. I couldn't do that. You're too hip, bro. Thank you, LaFard. I appreciate that. You are awesome, too. Cool name. I love the cool name. Listening and cleaning inside and out. You need to tell them that the show is more important than that cleaning inside and out. I'm just kidding. I don't even know what that means, but I'll take it as a compliment. Connect. I'll just take it as a compliment. I'll take it as a compliment. Thank you for subscribing, LaFart. I appreciate that. And tell all your friends, your good friends, to do it. You can get those haters on here. Because like I say, like in my man around here, whether they like it or not. And it's real radio, so I'm not, and look, for those who are like, how many people were on? Let me go ahead and tell you. All my streams and everything together, I got more listeners and viewers together than Newsmax and OAN. The singer from Cannibal Corpse. Oh, Oh, I know who you're talking about now. We got some hardcore metal guy on here. Woo-hoo, or metal girl. Well, that's kind of an honor, but I hope he's a little bit more fatter than me. I'm not fat. But he's a badass. I know who you're talking about. Like and subscribe. Keep warm thinking about picking up some groundhog for that lie. Oh, right. The dadgum gopher doesn't lie to us. I'm going to be in the office tomorrow. You are? What office you going to be in, LaFart? Going up and down, going up and down. Oh, okay.
Weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. Drive time.
Well, that's good. He's going to be in the office tomorrow, but whichever one.
Southern Sports Talk Show. Mac McGee in the armchair quarterback.
This right here, radio. I do play drums, Clayton, but this is what I do for a living. I used to play drums for Green Jello years ago. But I'm in radio, real radio.
Opinions of this show and program are not the
Uh-oh, here we go.
of this station, its management, or its clientele.
All right, we're going to do it once more. And this time, no mistakes. 1,
2, 3, 4. I miss my drum, nigga. I'm going home from work and I'm going to be at my age. There you go. You going to act your age or act a different age? Good morning. Woo! Yeah, we are still going, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Stewie, for saying that for Family Guy. We're still going. We're still going. We're still going. Yes. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, and hello to everybody. And even to my haters out there, good morning to you. You're listening to you're inside the penitentiary. I'm the warden, and you are in lockdown, whether you like it or not. You're in lockdown. Kick it off, Triple H. I'm RyanORadio Penitentiary host, Ryan O'Neal, and of course, I'm the game, all right. I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast. Shout it out loud across that RyanORadio media page. Earth, Rock, Radio, Arizona, New Mexico, and the Navajo Nation. Real radio and internet out there. All over the British Columbia Isles of Canada, eh? And finally, the Jordan Communication of broadcast radio stations right there in East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at the heartbeat of Atlanta, 99.1 FM, WQEE the Key, home of Southern Sports, inspirational talk news, and the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and to those out there just tuning in, hello to you. And to my haters, well, I got one thing to say to you. Listen up, haters. I am the man around here. Welcome to all the wonderful listeners out there, including the haters that are sitting in their mom's basements playing video games while their mom pays all the bills. And the rest of us are trying to, make a good living. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We got everybody tuning in worldwide all over the RyanORadio Penitentiary, liking, subscribing, and sharing on the YouTube page. We're across our Facebook page and everything. So I appreciate everyone being with us this morning. Even the haters out there that are crying. You hear my feelings. I can't. Look, my background is like one person would say, you like the singer from Cannibal Corpse. Now I got some listeners who listen to Cannibal Corpse in the morning from the city of Noonan. But that's kind of an honor. But anyway, if you notice, that's the kind of music that metal, punk, and everything. So being a punk rocker and a metal guy, you're not really going to offend me. I come from a generation growing up when D-Generation X and NWO were my heroes. So little bitty remarks is not going to offend me. We actually did things that were outrageous. And like I say, good thing we didn't have for, spreading the signs. Ozzy and Kiss. There you go. Kiss and Ozzy. So there you go. Uh-oh. Now it's not showing it anymore. What's going on? There you just go up and off and off and on. All right, like, subscribe, and share the RyanORadio Penitentiary and the Ryan and the WQEE page. Coming to this hour, we're going to talk about Vince McMahon more. I watched the documentary on the whole downfall of him in the WWE. We'll get into that. Give you a little review of SmackDown and Raw. Maybe in the next hour. We're going to talk about the former president launching $399 stickers that are sold out. Union workers going on strike in Kentucky. Lefty Driscoll, legendary Maryland's men's basketball coach, passes away. And we'll get you in Taylor Swift, her iconic husband or boyfriend. I'm sorry. Sorry, Swifties, don't get me. So that's why I'm not worried about you trolls on here. The Swifties, if I get them liking me, you all done for. Everybody's done for. Anyway, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, they will get married one day, sweet. Don't worry. But we'll tell you what they did, and the Mahomes as well. So there you go. Big news story to kick off the morning this hour, 12 minutes past the hour we are holding at. Can you believe it? Pull back, holding at 39 degrees here in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan. In our top news story this hour is going to be the United Auto Workers. Since it's United Auto Workers Monday, United Auto Workers are threatening to strike on Ford's largest and most profitable plant for the next 5 months. Stalling negotiations at the UAW on Friday issued a statement that 9,000 UAW Local 826 members will go on strike beginning February 23rd for the next 5 months at the Kentucky truck plant, Ford's Kentucky truck plant, if the contracts are not renegotiated and resolved. The core issues right now on the table is health and safety in the plant. Ford Motor Company has failed to reach an agreement with the United Auto Workers, Local 862, I should say. More than 5 months have passed since they've been talking about that. Wow. Yep, the groundhog lied, didn't you? Yep, you got that right. So they're going to be going on there for you workers in Kentucky. That could be 5 months. Hey, if they're on strike, they're still going to have to get paid. They get to sit at home. They're going to get to enjoy themselves. They're going to get to watch a little. Now, Gail, I know you're listening out of Tennessee. They're going to get to watch some Bold and the Beautiful and Young and the Restless. I know how some of you got ladies out there for that. I got to start giving some updates on that show once a week at least. Those shows once a week, because I know a lot of you are watching those. Gentlemen, they don't care. We have our own soap opera. It's called Wrestling. Anyway, yesterday, February 18th, it was the launch of the Church of Scientology, funded in Los Angeles in 1954, established by L. Ron Hubbard, who founded the church based on a book called Dianetics. And Hubbard died in 1986, and it's still going strong. Some famous Scientologists include John Travolta, Tom Cruise, as well as the recently jailed Hyde from Stephen Hyde from that 70s show, Danny Masterson. All right, guys, there you go. Other headline news this morning. Let's jump into it. You can check out some of this headlines on our WQEE page. Snoop Dogg, the hip-hop star and businessman, is mourning the death of his brother, being Worthington. Worthington was not only his tour manager, but a record producer as well. He died last Thursday at age 44. The cause of death is still pending. Police are investigating into a report of a person threatening to commit a shooting at the Stanford University on Friday. We told you about University of Colorado, Stanford University now, and the shooting in Minnesota. This was a false flag. The police said that took it serious, though. The university took the rest of the day off from all of their activities. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. For you, we will be talking about some sports fans here in just a few moments. Top sports news for you. Also in Denver, ladies and gentlemen, Denver funeral director is facing charges after remains of 30 bodies were found in his home. Miles Hartford is facing multiple charges in the case of the remains at his home. Ongoing. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for staying as long as you did, LaFart. We appreciate that. Cool name, by the way. Thank you for subscribing and listening to the station. He was serving as director of the now closed Apollo Funeral and Cremation Services. He was the owner as well in Lillington, Colorado. Although after finding a woman's body at his residence inside of a hearse not being cremated, he was arrested for this, and they shut the funeral home down. What's up, brother? How you doing? I appreciate that, you being with us. And that's the headline news this morning. We're going to dive into giving you that. We'll get some sports news coming up for you in just a few, as well as we'll talk about Taylor Swift, her boyfriend Travis Kelce, and the Mahomes, what they're doing for the surviving members in the hospital of the shooting, as well as Taylor Swift giving money to the family of the radio personality that was killed out there during that shooting at the end of the parade for the Super Bowl champions in Kansas City. We'll talk about that. Also, the life and crime of Vince McMahon will be a big topic this morning. I watched a YouTube video that was a documentary and placing everything together. We'll appreciate that. I'm doing good. How are you doing this morning? The one and only cool kid. I like that. See? Now you should see the RyanORadio Penitentiary, guys. We'll talk about that a little later on this morning. We've got marine biologists, genealogists. We have wrestlers. We have popular stars. And now we got the one and only cool kid listening to us. I told you, all my haters out there, I am the man around. Like, subscribe, and share. You guys got a problem with it? I got the one and only cool kid listening to me. The rest of you jabronis don't have that. Know you're rolling. Shut your mouth. Doing good, guy. I hope you're doing great too. All right. Let's see. 18 minutes past the hour. It's currently 39 degrees, and it's time to have some fun. Oh, yeah. I got to do this one. You guys ready to go to the chocolate factory? You got your golden ticket? You know, ever since I said mess with them trolls and told them that we might put the guy back in office, they've ran away. So we might need to do that. Nobody can offend us anywhere else in the world. I bet we can. Americans can't do it. I better know a guy can. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Might not be a bad idea then. All right, former President Donald Trump has launched his own line of sneakers, cologne, and perfume. And the sneakers have T on one side and 45 on the other. And they're golden sneakers, man. The golden sneakers. They're $399. Man, what is wrong? Why are you spending $399 when you say you're mad about the egg prices? Which had a strict limited 3 pairs per customer. Now, there was only 1,000 that were sold. So, I mean, and they sold out. So I think my father-in-law probably bought all of them. My father-in-law's wife probably bought all of them. I'm just kidding. Anyway, Trump launched just days after a judge ordered he and his company to nearly $355 million for an appearance by a sneaker at the sneaker con in Philadelphia. He released them. By the way, I just want to say this. $355 million is pocket change for this man. And, he's got 3 years he can't do business in New York. What if he do? He's got businesses all over the world and all over the country. I don't think he's too worried about that. And I'm not for him or against it. I'm just telling the truth. I don't lie. I don't just, I like it. The world's coming to an end. I don't like it. The world's coming to an end. I just tell it like it is. People with money, they're going to continue to make money. And he found a way to make extra money by these tennis shoes. Daggum. I wish I'd have thought of sneakers. I guess he wants to be like Mike. The former president unveiled the trunk sneakers at the sneaker con in Philadelphia. He placed a pair of golden sneakers, which is new to his website. New website has listed $399 and never surrender high top sneakers on the podium as he spoke. This is something I've been talking about for about 12 years, 13 years, and I think it's going to be a big success. Oh, it probably will be. Like silver better than gold. Silver and gold. Anyway, he was getting closer to securing the 2024 nomination for the Republican Party and having a rematch with the former president, or with the current president. Well, I want to know. This is what I want to know. All right, thank you, brother. This is what I want to know. If you get these golden tennis shoes, does it get you into the chocolate factory? Hey, look, my Trump supporters, don't get mad. I got a variety of listeners. I'm picking, guys. Don't get mad. The normal ones out there, okay? The normal ones out there that are supporters of him. They're going to laugh at this. Ryan, that's a joke. They're going to say it's a joke. They're going to laugh. They're still going to support him, but they're still going to laugh. The ones that violently want to kill somebody, they'll be like, "Set your butt down. He's just making a joke, dummy." Variety brings spice and flavor. So, I want to know, did the first 5-10 people are going to go visit Mar-a-Lago and the chocolate factory there, and Charlie's going to be the only one that survives and go up into up into the sky in a balloon. Man, the cologne and perfumes are listed at $99 each, which is probably a good price for cologne and perfumes, because anybody's like, "Oh, that's too much." Yeah, it's probably too much for the tennis shoes, but the cologne and perfume, that's probably the right price, because that's what most colognes are, good ones, and perfumes. So, if you're a fan of his, I'm sure you're going to get them. But I just if they hadn't been golden, it would have been a great joke. I'd have just said, "Oh, he's selling this, that, and the other." But it was a good joke, okay? Don't cry because I made a joke. That's where all the trolls come over here and get mad, because they're like, "You can't outsmart me." Well, you just did. Thank you, the one and only Cool Kid, for subscribing. Send it out to your friends. I appreciate that. I've got a pair of the golden sneakers, and I'm going to chocolate and chocolate. I want mounds. I don't like mounds. I want Hershey's and gumdrops and everything. Sorry, guys, I'm picking on you. Hey, anybody comes to this show knows I pick on everybody. I'm straight edge, independent skeptic. Straight edge, no drugs, no alcohol, no nothing. See clearly. Independent means I'm down the middle. I pick on everybody. And skeptic means the only thing that's ever been proven to me is that Bible. My listeners that are supporters of his know, they're like, "Ryan's just joking, and he's not being mean." Like the other ones are trying to call death and destruction to us. He's just joking. Right, I'm just joking. Cool. La family, I appreciate you guys being with us. Where are you guys from, by the way, if you don't mind me asking? You don't have to tell this. You can just tell the state. You don't have to tell anything else or country or whatever. If you're not in the States, tell the state. If you're outside the country, let me know where you guys are subscribing from. We'll appreciate you. All right, let's see. I got that all aside. Hey, look, I picked on Taylor Swift too, the Taylor Swift fans. But Swifties know I was just picking with her too, so they haven't killed me. So I guess I'm the only person who can get away with it. From Georgia, the one and only cool kid. You're in Georgia? I'm in Georgia. Right here. Look, WQEE 99.1 FM. We are in Georgia. Thank you, one and only cool kid. That's why he's the one and only cool kid. He's from Georgia. There you go. That's it. That's over. I should have known that the one and only cool kid was from Georgia. I should have known that. Georgia in the house, says Warrior Defenders. I should have known that. Yeah. Because ain't no cool kids anywhere else but Georgia. I'm just kidding, everybody. I'm just kidding. Iowa, Idaho, Illinois, that's listening, South Carolina, Tennessee, and everything. Gail will be like, look, what you talking about? I'm up in Tennessee. I'm a cool kid. Don't get mad, guys. I'm just picking. You know I'm going to repeat this news story, though. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. I think I got everything done. And finally, with that, also, I want to get this news story out. A New York judge Thursday said that the former president's criminal trial in the hush money case will begin March 25th. Trump and his companies were ordered paid $355 million for fraudulently inflating the values of his properties. Don't all people do that? I'm not taking up for him or anything. I'm just saying, don't all rich people do that? He also faces $83 million judgment in the E. Jean Carroll case. Of course, just to let you guys know, just because it's him and his sons and then they can't do business in New York for 3 years, don't mean they're not doing business everywhere else. So for you Trump supporters out there, don't go crazy thinking he's going to lose his money. He's not. Okay. It's just that the news tries to only give you bits and pieces to make you guys angry at each other. And I'm trying to give the whole thing go, oh, you know what? This is what actually going to happen. You'd be like, wait a minute, Ryan, that's right. I am trying to keep you guys from fighting one another. Yeah, but people from Georgia is cooler. That's right. LaFart's not going anywhere today. That's fine, but stay right with us. All right, there you go. And I appreciate everybody tuning in. I got major morning programming wanting to be on the station here. Somebody wants to buy it. They can have it. I'll just go to another time. Probably wake you guys up. You met Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's funny. We talk about movies on Tuesdays. All right, guys, let me go ahead and give you a preview of this week. Tomorrow morning, we'll have our sports analyst, Richard Holtridge, joins us in period number 2. We'll talk about Major League Baseball, and we'll get some sports going on, UFL football and CFL football a little bit. Also, in the final period, our good friend, Shane B., my brother from another mother, is going to be with us. We're going to talk movies, top 10 movies, what's hot, what's not. In the final period, True Crime Thursday this week, the Book of the Dead podcast co-host Courtney Lizo joins us. She and her mother do a worldwide podcast on true crime, and every Thursday we have a true crime expert on. She'll be with us this Thursday, and I'm gonna try to get TJ Justice on Wednesday with us from R&R Paranormal out of Kentucky and Tennessee. You play baseball, the one and only cool kid. There you go. That's why look. Look at this. Look at this. Sports, cool kids, sports programming. You're going to love all our sports programming, cool kid. If you listen to, go, there's a link on the WQEE Facebook page and you can listen throughout. You can listen throughout the day. We have some great sports program beginning at 12 noon to 5 p.m. weekdays. The Rob Peterson Show, 12 to 2. Atlanta CFL, NFL, and NHL show. 2 to 3 p.m. the Sports Beat. Richard Holdridge covers all local sports, such as you young men and young women. And then from 3 to 5 is Braves Country Radio with Matt McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. All baseball, college sports, and more. You'd love it. The stream, go to our WQEE Facebook page, add us as a friend, and everything, and you'll be able to find it. And I thank you for love. Wow. We're getting the U phone here. That's cool. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, it's coming up for you. It's the 13th annual Sportsman's Raffle, Saturday, July 27th, 2024, noon to 5 p.m. Tickets are $20, and it's going to be presented by the Shriners Club. Special prize is number 50 is $10,000 in cash. The grand prize is number 110, which is 2024 GMC Sierra pickup truck. I'd like to win that. And then all the cool guns and stuff. And this is coming from a friend of ours in the Coweta County Sheriff's Department because he and his wife have a great business here called Angie's Cleaners. And of course, you can go by Angie's Cleaners, which is located, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go ahead and get that information. I had it right here. What's wrong with me? Tickets available at Angie's Cleaners, 51 Ace Circle Drive here in Noonan. That's right, ladies and germs. And you don't have to be present to win. Also, Bass Pro Shops is helping out. This is the Shriners Club out of Atlanta, and each ticket has 110 chances to win. There's a lot of great prizes there. And we put the 13th annual poster on the WQEE page, and you guys do that. You listen up. All right. What else we got going on? It's time for us to take a break. That's right. 33 minutes past the hour. You're tuned in to RyanORadio Penitentiary. You guys in lockdown with us. We're going to come get you if you get lost. Back in a moment, ladies and germs. You're tuned into RyanORadio Penitentiary on 99.1 FM WQEE, the key, home of news, inspirational talk, and Southern sports. Back in a moment. I guess you guys have taken us to the next level, and I know there are a few people, why aren't there a million people on here? But it doesn't matter because there's a lot of people everywhere listening. I got a major morning show that wants to be in the Atlanta market. Now, if some corporations want to sponsor it, we can get it on here. And I'll just go to another time. Had somebody actually asked, "Did you get together?" on their feed this morning. I'm like, what? Ooh, WQEE is more known worldwide than some of y'all's local stations. Uh-oh. Stephen Williams, good morning to you. Thank you. These are people getting on our links on our Facebook page. I'm not able to see what they're saying, but for the people like, hey, they're watching through the Facebook, the YouTube through the Facebook. So I've got people on there too. Yeah. And I've been getting all kind of chats all morning long off the YouTube page. I mean, Facebook page too.
My husband Todd and I serve the Coweta and local area. Our purpose at our first meeting is to learn your goals, answer questions, and provide
Let's see, what are we going to talk about next?
Free consultation today to discuss your real estate needs. You don't have to do this alone.
I'm going to do Taylor Swift in the last hour or so. And some sports in the last hour or so.
She works with multiple companies, ensuring the best option just for you. Don't miss out on the chance to make the right choice for your financial future. 706-525-5931. Speak to Charmaine Preston, CP Financial, your top local sale agent.
Wow.
Carnival time is finally here.
A lot of news. Sad news.
Amusements, March 7th through the 17th. 2 weeks of
Yay, the one and only Cool Kid's back. Woohoo!
rides and more. Across from the Callaway Football Stadium in LaGrange.
Thanks for like, sharing, and subscribing, buddy.
College, Jordan Communications, and Let's Go Family Amusement. March 2nd through the 17th. LaGrange.
Let's get all the cool kids in Georgia on here. Well, all the cool kids' friends, because Cool Kid is the top guy, and all of his friends follow him. Is it him? I want to make sure you're he. I can't really see, my friend. I want to be respectful.
Never heard a show like it because we make the listeners a part of the show. Every day between noon and 2 p.m. Eastern, you'll hear plenty of the best sports talk.
What's up, Pete? Is back. He needs to tell his boss that we need to put this show on live all day long. Okay, there you go, brother. What's up, Cher from Iowa? Is it snowing there? If it is, she's waiting for the property brothers to come cozy up her home. Maybe Ron Keel. Thank you, LaFart. Thank you for being back. Anna Marie is back. Whoa, everybody, we've been talking about. Gail asked about you. Cher asked about you. Warrior Defenders asked about you. Pete's asked about you. Where you been, Anna Marie? Have you been making your husband eat the rest of that chili? Did you win the cook-off? The Noonan Dance. Cher is joining us from Iowa this morning. Woohoo! It's going to be 40 today here in Iowa. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary worldwide, where you need to be. Thank you very much. We got a lot of other stuff to talk about. Don't leave, LaFart. You stay with us. Probably such a cool name. Anna Marie is back. She has not answered my question. Everybody's been worried about you. You've been off for a week ever since you went to the chili cook-off. Did you win it? I got a special mention and a prize. Oh, okay. So your husband's been eating the rest of that chili, huh? Since you got a special mention, that means she didn't win. And the husband's sleeping on the. Is your husband sleeping on the couch eating the rest of that chili right now? Everybody's been wondering about you. We thought that since if you did not win the chili cook-off, that your poor husband was probably sleeping on the couch. Like, dadgummit, Anna Marie, I voted for you, but nobody else did. Whatever, you're eating the rest of this chili. Yes, you told me about him. Pete says, where is our chili? Most of the chili got ate. Oh, okay. Good. But he had to eat the rest of that weekend, though, didn't he? Those that are listening this morning, one of our listeners in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan had a chili cook-off that she did at her husband's work, and we haven't heard from her in about a week after that. She got an honorable mention, she said. But we kind of figured her poor husband would stay being put on the couch because she didn't win. Just think, you did better than I would have done. So even if you come in second place, or third place, or fourth place, you're doing better than I would have done. Sega. Thank you. Yeah, LaFart's cool. I appreciate that. The one and only cool kid's on with us from Georgia. We got a lot of Georgia people on this morning, thank goodness. We got some Alabama people. We got a lot of people all over the world listening as well. All right, let's get back to it. Too funny. I have to let him know. Yeah, let him know that you ain't been on a while and everybody's been worried about whether he was sleeping on the couch or like that poor guy. He did everything he could to make Anna Marie win, but by God, she didn't. And he had to sleep on the couch. Poor guy. All right, let's jump back into it. We're going to still talk about Taylor Swift a little later on this morning, things she's doing. The Kansas City Chiefs, the Mahomes visiting in hospital. I'm so proud of the members of the Kansas City Chiefs and family and everything and the things that they're doing for the victims out there. So, yeah, more people on our Facebook page texting us this morning. Way to go. So anyway, we'll talk about that a little later on this morning. We won't have Tommy Lewis this morning. He is out of the state. He and his wife are on kind of a vacation. So because it's spring fling this week or whatever you call it, off for spring break. We'll have him back next Monday. Did you save some chili for us? Well, no. She said most got ate up, and then the rest probably her husband ate it. I didn't win. You're going to eat this for the rest of this weekend. No steak, no baked potatoes, no special spaghetti. You're eating this chili. Good morning to the Navajo Nation from Pete. Navajo Nation, good morning to you from Pete. Sweet Lee says, good morning, Pete. And everybody else is saying hello to you as well, Pete. All right. I got to get into this, man. We're about almost 20 minutes away from the top of the hours. No potatoes. I like potatoes. As a wrestling fan, loving to see what's going on with The Rock and all the stuff that they're doing and the new ownership of TKO. It's fantastic. And I'm just going to say this. I'm not a big fan of the storylines in AEW, but I'm a big fan of Tony Khan's. And you're going to say, why? Because he's not chasing women around his desk. He's not disrespecting the women that work for him and the men that work for him. He's not abusing them. He even got rid of CM Punk when they had a little altercation backstage. And he really didn't want to because he knew that was his big star. So I have a lot of respect for him and the way he runs his business and his organization. But it's going to be hard for me to watch any wrestling. I'm trying to watch some of the other ones, OVW, TNA, a bunch of MLW. It's just hard for me to do after all this stuff that's been coming out about Vince McMahon. We try to talk about this a little bit each day because I want everybody to know that I know that some of you out there support all kind of different people in the acting world and the politician world and business world and everything. I'm just letting you know that a person like me that was a big supporter of the World Wrestling Entertainment and WCW and wrestling for years is kind of wrecked a little bit. Wrecked for a little bit. Winter break. Might be winter break. I think he said spring break as they were beginning, but he'll be back next Monday. The life and crimes of Vince McMahon continue, and I watched the downfall of Vince McMahon in WWE yesterday, and it was kind of an eye-opening experience for me. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what had happened here. Ashley Massaro, who was a former women's champion, Divas champion, had passed away from so-called suicide. And I'm going to say so-called suicide or whatever. That's what it was said. Oh, my goodness. I could see some of the stuff that she went through. And her best friend spoke to News Nation about it. She was abused by not only people that worked within the company, but left over there when they did the support. I think it was Iraq. When they just support the troops. John Cena was champion at the time. This is back when she was a Divas champion. She was up and coming. Vince McMahon started writing things to embarrass her on TV for her to say and do to kind of destroy her career and all this kind of stuff. But she was left over there because one night some of the head top brass in the military used her and abused her. This is where everybody's going, why is this damn we call that Vince McMahon is human trafficking women? Well, there we go. There's a reason. And the complete rundown of that sickening paper. You guys have not seen it all. I've seen a lot and I've heard a lot and read a lot, and it's disgusted me, especially after watching this yesterday. I'll tell you more about that in just a few moments. But this girl was abused by some of the top brass over there. He human trafficked her. She was only staying with the company because at the time, women are not making the multi-millions. They're not the Charlotte Flairs of the world. They're not the Becky Lynches of the world now that these ladies are that have the money that you do that to me. See, I wouldn't want to be. I got enough money to take care of myself. These women had to work. They were not given the top brass money. The men were. And she had a daughter she had to take care of. She ends up killing herself. Now, this is part of this documentary too, because they placed everything in this documentary from things that happened over a period of time. Former WWE CEO John Laurinaitis has denied all the allegations you would expect him to. There is an investigation ongoing. Laurinaitis also is named in a lawsuit, and I can tell you what was said in this lawsuit too, without saying it live on the radio. See you, brother. I appreciate you. One and only cool kid. You got to go. I'm going to eat, and I'm going to be back in 20 minutes. You have a good morning there. I appreciate you tuning in, brother. And he's now said he was a victim of Vince McMahon. We heard that, but also no one knows the unnamed executive in the lawsuit. We do know that Brock Lesnar was named in the lawsuit as the former WWE and UFC champion that they were wanting to get back because of the pictures of this girl. Laurinaitis likely believes he's doing himself a favor by turning on Vince McMahon. We told you about Ashley already and the allegations and everything. When I watched this video, it was kind of disgusting, ladies and gentlemen. It started off in the beginning of Vince McMahon starting his company from the ground up, taking over from his father and everything, and talking about how good a person he was. First of all, he was about 3 years older than his wife. Or 4 years older than his wife, something like that. She was 13 when he met Linda McMahon. He married her when she was 18. He was 21, 22. Guys didn't know that. I went and looked it up to make sure. It's like, whoa. Red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. I know, back in the day, it used to be like that, boy. Look, I don't care who you are, how famous you are, or what you are. Do things like that. It's just uncalled for. All right. He starts his company. And he's got the first female referee that you guys have never heard of. Everybody's like, we got our very first female referee in the WWE. No. There was one back in the day when the Hogan started, when the Andre the Giant started, when all those. This woman was promised $500,000 to be the first female referee. There was rules in the WWE at the time that employees could not, with one another. Kind of like you do in an office. You can't date a fellow employee. And if you did, you would get fired. Well, Vince kept doing things to this girl, brought her, she was telling her how much he was going to sign her for, this, that, and the other, what they were going to do. They were at this dinner. He says, meet me at a local Denny's. They left this restaurant from down the street from where they were working in the WWE headquarters at the time. They meet in the parking lot. She gets in the limousine. He says, too much coffee, And then he says, if you want to go, you got to do this. And she didn't want to, and he forced himself on her. And then once it was over, he said, you know what? You're fired because you can't have relationships with anybody in the company. So she goes years later on Geraldo. You remember when Geraldo, some of you old enough to remember when Geraldo had a show. She was on his show. Okay? That's the first victim. And she didn't sue him until after her parents were dead to get whatever she owes owed. Then there was this radio disc jockey that was hired. Can't remember his name right now either. I'm just not going to bring up the victims' names. He was hired by the company to be the new voice of the WWF at the time. It was WWF. It's the Hulk Hogan era. Pat Patterson, along with some other guy, Pat Patterson was the vice president at the time. Pat Patterson was the first openly gay wrestler. Tales of Pat Patterson messing with a lot of the ring boys from age 15 to 19 were a part of this. And Vince didn't know that, sure. The reason I'm bringing that up is this announcer was hired. He was given a 2-year contract. He was given his pay. He was going to get started in the contract, how great he was and everything. Well, Pat Patterson comes up to him, hits on him, and he's like, look, it's fine. I don't care that you're that way. I don't swing that way. And Patterson said, you better if you want to keep your job. And 2 weeks later, the guy lost his job. This is all part of this documentary, ladies and gentlemen. This is the beginning of this is why I'm starting to get disgusted and not even want to watch wrestling anymore. All these people were abused for years. The people that kissed up to Vince were, it's great to be working for him. The people that we kept saying, the Jake the Snake Roberts of the world, the Abdullah the Brothers, all these people who kept saying, they just mad because they never made it to the big leagues. They're just mad because they never got to be a star like The Rock and Hogan and Stone Cold. They're just mad. Nope. That's not true. They weren't just mad. They were abused. And some of them just were like reasonably intelligent people that didn't want to be a part of some of this stuff. Well, we go on to him. Pat Patterson's let go, but then brought back later on. There's a lot of this activity going on behind the scenes. Before this girl appears, it's happened in the last couple of years. Okay, Vince is known, and a lot of the wrestlers that started all the way back to the 80s and 90s and even ones in 2000, they're coming out on their podcasts and stuff like that, telling people, talking, well, this is the way Vince was. We knew he was like that. We kind of figured he was like that. We did. And then he was good to me. Of course, the elder statesmen, they were good too, because guess what? You were not an employee of the WWE. You were just a contract employee. Of course, the Hulk Hogan's of the world and all these guys, Jake Snake can say, hey, forget you. I'm going to go on about my business. I can go somewhere else. I can break the contract. Of course, they could do all that. So, he didn't really show his tail in front of them back in the day because of the way the wrestling world was. He had to keep it the way Vince McMahon was hidden, because that was the only way for him to build his company up. All right, it continues on to deaths of many wrestlers, to messing over Nails the wrestler. Everybody kept saying this guy was, because he didn't get to be a big star, he was mad. No, dude was telling the truth. The dude owes me money. I mean, and look, the people that Paul Heyman owe money from ECW don't even hate Paul Heyman. Okay? They don't even dog Paul Heyman. The people there don't. Even though he still owes me, but he's Paul. Paul's Paul. They respected him. They showed different segments in the ring over the years that I kind of was like, I can't believe this is actually, I didn't pay that close attention to it then. They showed Paul Heyman calling him out for how he treated his family. They showed him how he destroyed other people's businesses, as all for himself, how he used people. They showed how he covered up for his biggest stars, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, getting into it with his wife Deborah at the time, beating her up, covering him up because he was one of his biggest stars, covering up all of his biggest star stuff, chasing all the women around. And this Ashley we told you about during her time in the 2000s, she was telling about all the women he was having an affair with backstage, all the women he was, groping and stuff. And Christy Hemme, one of them, who got fired supposedly. She never messed with anybody. She got fired because, of course, he was trying to mess with her. But, you got all these people in this lawsuit. You got people in the office once it gets bigger and bigger. Vince just chased down women every time he wanted them. And his executives were all around him. Don't say they didn't know. Even Laurinaitis knew. Every one of them knew. Now they're trying to, get themselves out of it, because, honestly, Vince McMahon's got enough money to pay to run, and he might run out of the country. He can do that. But the rest of them, They don't have enough money to pay these victims. All right. All these people knew what was going on over the years. And it was played out on television when McMahon did the things he did. He screwed Bret Hart over. People had like, whoa, it was his title, da 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 da. He was going to WCW. No, he pushed him into WCW. Even I knew that during that time. Rob Van Dam even said on his podcast, well, these allegations coming out now and all this stuff, I would have never believed it, but God, it seems like him. And the Texas seemed like a teenage boy. Every one of these wrestlers that worked for him said, that just seems like a teenage boy doing that. But it was coming from Vince's Texas. We told you about what happened to Ashley. High brass in the military over there. He's like, well, you're not going to report this because we got a great deal. We're bringing the salute to the soldiers every year. All the women that ever worked for the World Wrestling Entertainment were abused up until it became a corporately traded company. And the women and some of you are like, well, it's all right for a woman to be smacked on the butt and done that way. Yeah, sure, trash. This is what's making me disgusted with it, because the more I realize that those women that were on there entertaining us over the years, most of them were being abused. The reason they didn't have their boyfriends and husbands, they had to break up with them, the men that loved them and took care of them before they became famous and pushed them to do that. Now we know what happened. Get rid of them. Vince was like that. He was like that with all these women. And then he started doing it with the office women to Janelle Grant. And the Texans that were in that documentary, in that document, were disgusting that I can't even repeat. But he was telling her how many of his staff, the crew, the video crew would want her. 12 of them around him want her. She was so good looking. And she was not 41 years old, by the way, just to let the jabronis out there know that she was young. There was a picture of her, how young she was younger than that. Maybe by the time she might have been 41 when everything ended, but I don't know when this started actually. But it started when she was in her 20s. She lived in the same condos that McMahon did. He was saying some disgusting things about all the guys he could get in the wrestling company to do things with her. He was saying evil things that only you would think it was a 17-year-old watching disgusting porn or something. And with all that being said and done, I don't believe Brock Lesnar is the only wrestler he ever tried to get things with. I don't believe that all of his staff don't know. And John Laurinaitis' name was in that thing that he was, hey, when John's done with you and he brings in another guy and da-da-da, this, that, and the other. And for you guys that don't want to believe this, let me tell you something. Why these multi-billionaire men out here, and a lot of these men out here, ask a normal, everyday, straight male how they feel about gay people. They don't care. It doesn't bother them. They don't go, oh, who's in the world? I want to get. You know, let me explain to people that are gay that are listening. These men are doing what you guys are doing, but they're jealous because you actually love somebody and they're being forced to do it. Okay? Vince McMahon admitted that he had, in this documentary, he admitted that he had, and this is coming out of the late, great Scott Hall's mouth, that he had a encounter one time like that. And then during the whole time with this girl, it's 3 or 4 men on top of this girl. Sometimes they bring another woman in. And Vince was saying in the thing, once John brings in another guy and you guys are done and it's all good, then I'll join in. This is all in these Texas. And these are some of the worst things I ever heard. Also, it showed the situation with Vince and the steroid situation and Chris Benoit and his situation. So after watching it all, I feel like all these people were, I'm going to be honest with you. I know that people don't want to hear some of this, but I'm going to be honest with you. I think that this man caused a lot of that stuff that happened. I think he caused caused a lot that happened. I think he caused a lot that the crazy. I mean, somebody going crazy and killing somebody, they're wrong for doing that. But he's just as much at fault as anybody else. And I know people don't like to hear, let's don't blame some billionaire because of their mouth or because of what they say or how much money they got or what they did. But it's going to be hard for me to watch wrestling anymore. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's going to be hard for me. I've been slowing down on my intake of on wrestling in the last few months ever since this really has came out and I've read things. And it's not because I don't want to support the people that are trying to make a living or anything like that. It's just, I know that it's not the same today as it was then, but there's a lot of people who lost family, lost friends, lost things, got married 2 or 3 times, lost their lives and everything due to the fact of being in this business that they loved, playing characters that they loved, and losing everything. It's just, I don't, you guys just, it's hard for me to watch. And well, watching it years ago, I mean, today's better to watch it because none of these people are being abused like that. These are good family people that are out there not being abused like that, working for good companies. But Vince McMahon was the garbage back then. And I don't care if you liked what was going on there now. The more I watch it, the more I'm disgusted with the things. They even had Vince McMahon coming out there they were showing his promos over the years, some of the things of him talking about his daughter the way he did in the ring and everything and stuff like. It was just disgusting, ladies and gentlemen. It was just disgusting. And I was like, this is sick. This man is sick. And he was giving all these billions. And I don't care whether it's a politician. I don't care. And we're going to go to a break here. I don't care if it's a politician. I don't care if it's an actor. I don't care if it's a billionaire. I don't care if it's I don't care how much you like somebody and what they did. When these people do all these kind of disgusting things, and most every one of them have because they're all buddies, you got to start understanding. It's over. And for me, it's hard for me to watch things and be a part of it just because, I like this and I like that. So after watching it, it's called The Downfall of Vince McMahon and the WWE. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us. Final period coming up after the break. I know. Well, I wouldn't watch anything. I wouldn't support anybody. I'm getting disgusted with all these people now. Here's my thing. We want to fight against child pornography and child predators. But then if somebody we like is on that list, we're going to exempt them. And Vince didn't need to be on that list. The reason Vince went on the Epstein's list is he's had his own harem of women for years, the same way Hugh Hefner did. After watching this, I didn't know how disgusting multi-million-dollar white trash was. I'm not gonna say white trash or just trash, because some of the stuff he was going to share it. He shared this one with so many different men all over the world. And that's what he was doing with these women. So I'm not going to, it's sick. It's just sickening. And it's hard for me even to watch it knowing that some of those guys had to wrestle in a time where Vince was in charge. And what Vince has done to people over the years. And like I said, AEW is not my cup of tea because they don't know how to write storylines, but Tony Khan is a good man. A very good man. So I hope the long success for AEW and the people that work there. I hope long success for TKO once they get this out of the way. But it's going to be hard for me to even watch anymore after diving into this sick man and the things he's done to these women. and forcing other people to work for them or fire them if they don't do what they want. Whew. Hit me hard there. Hard for me to even power and control goes to their head. You got that right, Cher.
But now that I have kids, I don't want to spend my Saturday installing a toilet or
But
air conditioner. But thankfully, there's Home Advisor.
I don't have to support any of them.
Pros in my area to handle any kind of project.
And I don't care how many people still infatuated with all these powerful men and powerful people. I don't have to support them. But I do think that if you are against everything that's wrong, you shouldn't want to support any of these people. UFC's the way to go. They're run by that one guy. They kept him, but he's done some things too. He's beat his wife. He's beat his wife up. Whatever that guy, Dan Lambert, or not Dan Lambert, whatever that guy's name that's the president of UFC. TKO owns them now, so they're going to get cleaned up too. But he abused his wife. He beat her up. And look, I know that people get into arguments. I know people have differences of opinions. But, all we ever do is think that all these women get what they deserve because they married these multi-millionaires for their money. Or they're dating them for their money. That's just not true. We don't know what went on in these people's lives. We just assume because we watch movies based upon it. We don't know what real life is. It is. I agree with you, Anna Marie. Look, there was men that called out that company. There was wrestlers that called them out for years. The Ultimate Warrior called them out. Before he died, he was put in the Hall of Fame. So, Vincent McMahon is getting the Chris Benoit treatment, and he deserves it. He needs to be erased from the company's history. Because what he did was just as disgusting as what Chris Benoit did. But I'm starting to think he might have had something to do with that too. And I'm thinking this Ashley, I'm going to dive deeper into it. I'm going to get my friend Randy Rocket Cody to look into that. I like to look into Ashley's death. I feel like that she was human trafficking. That's a nice way. That's not a nice way of putting it, but that's the way to put it so that I don't get kicked off the internet. Human trafficking with all these men all over the world. I think we need to look into her so-called suicide.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rod Peterson here, host of the Rod Peterson Show, inviting you to join us daily for 2 hours of Atlanta's finest sports talk right here on WQEE. I say fun because it is. You've never heard a show like it because we make the listeners a part of the show. Every day between noon and 2 p.m. Eastern, you'll hear plenty of the best sports talk, including the latest on the Falcons, the Braves, and more. And who knows, you might even hear you. That's the Rod Peterson Show, daily at noon, right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
The views and opinions of this show and program are not the views and opinions of this station, its management, or its clients.
You got that right, fellas. The final period of play. The final period of play. On a major news Monday. Got a little bit more in the life and crime of Vince McMahon about Ashley Massaro. But we're also going to talk a little bit about the Swift effect this hour. So get ready for all of that. Let's do it. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, the one, the only Ryan O'Neal. And of course, No doubt about I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast, shout it out loud across the RyanORadio media page. Earth, Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We are across radio and internet there on the Navajo Nation, the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally, ladies and gentlemen, finally, across the Jordan Communication and Family radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at 99.1 FM, WQEE the Key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and worldwide action. Where news, weather, traffic, and that's what the RyanORadio Penitentiary is all about. We welcome you guys into the final period of play. And to my haters, I got one thing to say to you. Yeah, this is what it. Whether they like it or not, I am the man around here. And you know what? I don't care. I come from the punk rock heavy metal background, so it don't offend me. The weather is, what's the weather like? It's beautiful here today. I can't say that word. I get thrown off the air for saying banana split. Oh, I just got charged $1 million for saying it. Coming in this hour, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump right into a little bit more of the life and crime of Vincent Kennedy McMahon, the loser. I'm sorry. These are text messages coming off of his phone, so there's no way you can deny some of this stuff. Also this hour, we're going to talk about the golden sneakers and whether you, Charlie, you can get into the chocolate factory with those golden sneakers. Also, the Swift effect, as Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, and the Mahomes are doing things for their fans. We'll get into all that and some updates in the world of sports and everything. Also, the death of a legendary basketball coach from Maryland. We do a little sports this hour and other news. So, welcome you in. Ryan's gonna sing and do the noon and dance. The noon and dance. The noon and dance. There you go, Pete. I did it for you. And if you're on my YouTube page and all over everything you can see, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. I don't know, is that L12FC or L12FC? Thank you for joining us. All right, let's jump into it. We're in the final period of play on a Monday edition of your favorite radio show. And we got a little bit of news and all the good stuff going on with you this morning. Sad news, Snoop Dogg's brother. He's mourning the death of his brother, Bean Worthington. Worthington was a tour manager, record producer, and more. He died last Thursday at age 44. The cause of death is still pending. So we'll keep Snoop and his family in our prayers. Speaking of deaths, Lefty Driscoll, a legendary Maryland basketball coach for the men's team, dies at 92. It was announced on Saturday that Driscoll, he was headed up as a coach position for 41 seasons with 4 different teams, but he didn't make his mark till he went to Maryland, taking them not once but twice to the NCAA tournament between 1923 and 1969. That's how long he was with them. And everything. He was inducted into the Nessman's Basketball Hall of Fame in 2018. Rest in peace, prayer for sure. Yes, L12, then just FC. L12. Okay, I see. L12 and just FC. L12 and just FC. Okay, there you go. L12 FC. There you go. Good morning to you. Kansas City Chiefs is making a small step towards next season after winning the Super Bowl this year. Chris Jones is going to be back in the mix. The Chiefs will return him and pay him about $4.25 million of incentives to keep him on the team. Wow. Well, there's one player they're talking about that nobody's talking about. 15 minutes past the hour. 40 degrees in the metro Atlanta area. Beautiful sunny skies. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, gooey things at all. Michael the Crew can exterminate and lay the smackdown for you. I use them for my home as well. Yeah, spring's right around the corner. Even though that gopher said it was early, it hasn't been early because it's going to be cold the rest of this week and then more rain. That dadgum gopher's like, you know what? You don't have to worry about no more winter because the spring is early. You dadgum lying gopher. I want to know where my hunters are at out there. Okay? Go find these gophers and take care of them for us. Don't do what Bill Murray did in that movie. You guys just take your gun and go take care of them. The rest of us is going to turn our back and go, okay, all right. Them gophers done. You got Phil. You got the general in Atlanta. All right, good job, guys. Good job. They lied to us. Wow, amazing. All right, let's see some other sports news here. Pitchers and catchers have started last week. MLB, we're going to talk more about that tomorrow morning with our sports analyst, Richard Holtridge. Also, ladies and gentlemen, when asked about whether an NHL expansion team could be coming, and we want one in Atlanta, $2 billion could be the fee, according to the NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman, gave a number of numbers. It was a hot topic right now, and we want it in Atlanta, but who's going to spend $2 billion? Go for run. Well, he believes a range of owners will spend that kind of money. Wow, I think so too. The River Dragons won both Friday and Saturday against Baton Rouge, beating them Friday 11-1. And ladies and gentlemen, that's about it in the world of sports. Run, go for run. That'd be a good sport. We're going to call it the go for run. Run, go for run. Join us in the Atlanta for the Run, Go for Run Marathon. Dress up like a gopher, and we'll have one guy dressed like Elmer Fudd to chase you down with a gun. Hopefully it won't be a real gun. That gun hunter's like, Ryan, don't do us like that. God, we want to shoot the gophers. Don't play with us like that. Don't have people dress up where we want to shoot them too. Joking, they would not do that. They're not that stupid in Georgia. Or Alabama. Even though we're the most uneducated, it's everywhere. Most uneducated states, at least we don't shoot each other. Unless a criminal's doing something, then the police might have to if they shoot at them. But just normally, we don't go out and shoot each other. We're right, boy. We're stupid, man. We're stupid. But we don't shoot each other. We're so stupid in the South, right? Oh, in the Waffle House, I told you about that shooting at the Waffle House in Indianapolis. That would have never happened in the South. First of all, the employees would have took them out with chairs or whatever. Second of all, the regular customers would have turned around and said, boy, you need to leave. You're in the wrong place. But that's just in the South. Or that's probably just here in Newton. But we're going to keep in prayers, though. One woman did die in that shooting, and 6 people totally were killed. Or 6 people were totally shot, 1 dead, and they're still on the run. That happened early this morning, 12:30 a.m. at a Waffle House in Indianapolis, Indiana. Oh, man. So let me pull that news story up because you guys might want to hear that one. Police are investigating in the shooting that wounded 6 people, 1 dead, a woman. It happened at the Waffle House restaurant at 12:30 a.m. Monday in Indianapolis, Indiana. Investigators are still looking for the suspect or suspects. Crime Stoppers 317-262-TIPS. 317-262-TIPS. Oh, wow. Woo! We're going to talk about quarterback Patrick Mahomes and his wife. Also what Taylor Swift did. We're going to give you the Swift effect that's going on. Yeah. And we've had shootings at college campuses at University of Colorado, a threat at the Stanford University. Minnesota had it with 2 police officers and a firefighter and a medic were shot. Just a lot of stuff going on, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of stuff going on. And we'll talk about after that shooting, and I'll tell you what's going on in Kansas City as the Chiefs are showing respect and money's coming out of the pockets of rich people. Wow. Wow. Like Taylor Swift or not, what she's doing is very, very great. Anna Marie loves Taylor Swift. The documentary is called called The Downfall of Vince McMahon and the WWE, and you can check it out on the YouTube. It's I think a British guy. He does true crime stuff, and he put this together very well. And it just showed some of the things that I didn't really pay attention what was said on screen during some of the shows. Didn't really pay attention to a lot of stuff back then. So yeah, it's a good one to check out. Good one to check out. But wait till the show's over and then check it out. Let's talk about Taylor Swift since Anna Marie is loving her music. I don't know any of her songs. I'm going to have to figure out a song. And guys, every Friday on the network, just to let you guys know, if you want a song read, one of your favorite songs, every Friday at 10:30 a.m., it is Lyrical Wisdom with Bruce and Donna. And they'll take one of your favorite songs and read the lyrics for you and talk about it. So if you got a favorite song, send me an email at 99classicrock@gmail.com. That's 99classicrock@gmail.com. And just as soon as I get over to them, that'll be the song they'll do this week. So let me know if there's a favorite song you want them to talk about the lyrics. Shake it up, watch through rock, and do Limp Seat. Oh, okay. Yep. And speaking of Taylor Swift, let's get into, we heard, the stuff that happened last week was devastating at the end of the parade. Just to let you guys know, Johnny on the Spot was the Kansas City Police Department when it happened. There was a death of a local radio disc jockey. 99classicrock@gmail.com. That's 99classicrock@gmail.com. And send that to me. And I can send it over to them too. And of course, just let me know where you're from and all that kind of stuff and everything. This was kind of heartbreaking. Just want to let everybody know that they were Johnny on the Spot and they were able to stop these three teenagers that shot up the end of the parade. Well, now members of the Kansas City Chiefs, including Taylor Swift, she's an unofficial member of the Kansas City Chiefs, are doing things. Taylor Swift, of course, there was this lady that was covering for the Spanish station. She was a radio disc jockey for the Spanish station there, and she was covering the parade for the Spanish speaking audience. Taylor Swift, the iconic singer, girlfriend of Travis Kelce, and loved by a lot of people, including one of my neighbors down the street who's got a Taylor Swift flag. It says Taylor Swift 2024. So big time loved. Is donating $100,000 to a family of the local DJ that was killed in Kansas City shooting. Lisa Lopez Galvin's family, setting up a GoFundMe account for the KKFI radio disc jockey. She left behind 2 children and a husband. So that was kind of the big thing there too. And she was doing that. Travis Kelce's already gave money to help out with that lady as well, and taking care of the patients at the hospital. The other ones that were taken in for injuries, he was donating to take care of the hospital bills and other things, which to me, you can say what you want to say bad about Travis Kelce. You can dislike him because, he went over there and he did a Pfizer commercial and I don't like it because he doesn't vote the way I vote. Stop. I'm tired of the way people vote, disliking people for doing right. I don't give a rat's ass who you vote for. Okay? Yeah, and I said that on there. I don't give a rat's ass. I'm tired of people fighting over imaginary conspiracy theories. Stop drinking, stop smoking dope, stop, like Sweetly says, stop smoking that dope. It's got fentanyl in it. You're seeing lizard people. You want to go to war. You want to fight. You wake up some people wake up every morning, instead of waking if you claim to be a Christian, you should wake up every morning and read your Bible and talk to God, not wake up every morning and I'm ready to kill them communists on the opposite side. You're just a hateful, evil person. And we're going to drop that hate on this show because I tell it like it is, lie in or not. Kansas City quarterback Patrick Mahomes and his wife, Brittany, have visited 2 young victims of the Super Bowl parade mass shooting. That left that 1 dead and 22 injured. Of course, money is being... People are so rude to people. You got that right. But a lot of these people get on here, and there's a lot of stuff that was said on here earlier this morning on my feed, and I just laughed at them because I like those haters. I kind of brought them down. They left. Dadgummit, I can't make it bad. But I tell it like it is. Anyway, back to this. The Mahomes visited the girls who are now out of the hospital. I think, I forgot what the ages are. They're from the Ray's families. The Ray's family. Mahomes visited the Ray's family children at the Children's Miracle Hospital over at Overland Park, Kansas on Friday. A GoFundMe account has been set up for this family. They put money in it as well. At the end of the day, we're all Americans and we all should love one another. And us Christians should be Christians. The family goal is to get $100,000 and they have already surpassed that, $188,674. And you know what? I know we would have been calling out the Chiefs if they hadn't done anything, members hadn't done anything, especially with them being, all of them being the focal point all season long in the NFL. Be like, and look, it would have been only right for us to say, look at Mahomes and Brittany and Patrick and Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift for not doing anything when this happened. You know, we wouldn't call them out if they hadn't. So we shouldn't be calling them out because they do. We should be happy that they're doing that whether we like them or not. It's like I told a kid the other day, if Pfizer had paid me to do a commercial, I'd have done it too. I'm an honest person. I need the money. I got to do what I got to do. If I come out and tell you I'm doing something for the money, I'm doing it for the money. And I would have did that for the money. I'd sell these sneakers for the money too if I could. I don't lie. There's no need to. The truth is more fun. But I'm glad. And look, let me tell you right now, I was pulling for the 49ers. Actually, Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift were the people that I was opposite of. I was pulling for Brock Purdy and the 49ers, okay? You understand what I'm saying? But I'm going to give credit where credit's due. I do that to anybody that's doing what they need to do on who they are, whatever they do. I give them credit where credit's due. And like I said, I mean, Anna Marie might listen to her and like her music. I don't listen to that, Taylor Swift, so I don't know her music. And I don't want the Swifties to get mad at me, but I don't. But I appreciate what she's doing for this young lady's family. And this young lady family that she's donating to probably didn't even play her music on the radio because it was a Spanish radio station. I was voting for Taylor Swift. Like, Anna Marie, don't get that started. She's a Swiftie. I'm going to leave her alone. I don't mess with Swifties. I mess with everybody else, but I don't mess with Swifties. They dangerous. Got them down the street. I got neighbors down the street. The two guys got their flag out. I went by. I was just laughing. Well, Sherry, you like good rock and roll. You're a rock and roller. So very few country artists. Now, I think the only one we all can agree on is the late, great Toby Keith. So, but you write rock and roll, Sherry. That's why. Rock and roll, riding motorcycles. It's hard for you to like pop music. But the only thing I can say about Taylor Swift is comparing her to Madonna, there you go. Taylor Swift is a better woman than Madonna ever was. I listen to Let Her Have Everything, Anna Marie says. Peace, love, and rock and roll, says Pete Davis. I'm a metalhead and a punk rocker, so and I played that kind of music in bands. So, you know, a lot of this music I have to start going, hey, I know that person. I'm not even a Snoop fan, and I talked about him this morning. So, you know, Eminem, I'm not a fan of any of them. Kid Rock, not really. Never was a fan of Kid Rock. And even though I had family members who were like, you look like Kid Rock back in the day, I'm like, please don't say that. I don't even listen to his music. So, you know, all this is new to me anyway. It's like pop, all this is pop music to me anyway. I listen to all the other stuff. But I have respect for this young lady. I really do. I really do. I don't have to like her music to respect her. Just like I don't have to like Cat Williams to respect him and what he said a few weeks ago. I would never pay to go see Cat Williams comedy. I don't think he's funny. But I respect the man and standing up to the industry. So Cher says she likes Kid Rock. And I'm not really much. If once these artists start becoming political, I kind of walk away from all sides because Metallica's never political. Megadeth's never, well, Megadeth told you to go vote, but they didn't tell you to vote for. Like Label Society, Ozzy, Misfits, all of them. Oh, actually, the punk rock's always been political, but they've hated all politics. I guess that's why I'm an independent, because growing up listening to the punk rock bands, they're like, I hate Republicans. I hate Democrats. Anarchy in the UK. So, you know, it's like, oh, my bands tell me they're all idiots. Okay. But once these bands start going political to me, I'm done with them. I'm like, you shouldn't be running your mouth about anything. Like Elvis said when he was alive, he was like, I'll tell you what. They asked him about politics. He said, yeah, I'll vote. I'll do, but I'm not going to tell you to vote for. I'm an entertainer. I think entertainer should only stay in the entertainment portion. Thank you very much. So if the king of rock and roll never gave his opinion, I don't know why the rest of us would expect the artists we like to give their opinions. I mean, that's the king of rock and roll. That's Elvis Presley. Come on, that's the great one. And you'll never know who he voted for because he was smart enough to go, I got too many friends to vote all kind of ways. Independents, Democrats, and Republicans. I'm just not going to tell them anything. Is that right, Colonel Tom? Colonel Tom said, do not tell these people anything. You'll lose them. We're going to take a break. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. I just was never into Kid Rock because I never liked the hip hop music. No offense, hip hoppers. I don't want you to get mad at me. I like the Christian hip hop guys, especially the ones that come here at the station. Back in a moment. See you, Warrior Defenders. Have a good day. Yeah. Yeah, I've just never been into the political bands. When they start trying to tell people how to vote, I didn't even listen to the bands that came out that were always like Rage Against the Machine. I didn't like them. I don't care if it's the left or the right side. And I think they were left. I just was never into bands telling people how to vote. I liked Megadeth because Dave Mustaine would say, go out and rock the vote. He didn't tell you who to vote for. All Summer Long is one of my favorite songs of his. Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good song. You know, his dad just recently died, don't you? That's something else that I didn't get to. His father just recently died. All these stars, his families. See, to me, he had a problem with his dad back when he was younger. His dad had money. He didn't like it. They argued. I hope that they came back together. And really, that's what I want for every one of you out here. I know all the ones that's on with me, that you guys already are like that. You'll go and love somebody whether they're different from you or not. But that's my hardcore listeners. But I'm hoping that when they go back and rewatch this and everything, that people that are watching, please go back to your families and love your families. Okay? They're gonna die one day. Try to do the best you can, even if they irritate the living mess out of you. They'll irritate the living mess out of you. No, he didn't. He did. Your ex-husband worked for Dave's dad for a short time. You know, yeah, the bass player from Megadeth. And he's a former. I guess he's may still be at that church as kind of a deacon or something. But after him and the young lady had their time on the internet, I'm not going to get it. It wasn't, except for it was consensual. Dave Mustaine had to fire him because his business model was he had more people working for him. It wasn't just a local yokel band over here. Who the heck's trying to call me? Somebody was trying to call me. Oh, no, they were. All right, come on. All right, what is going on? All right, I'm here. I don't know what that was. Love you. Also, old folks, love your children before you die. Yes. Yes, older generation, love your children before you die. Everybody try to get along with one another. I mean, we told you Snoop Dogg's brother passed away. And also Kid Rock's father passed away. Hopefully they got back to one another before his death. Because, you know, a lot of times when you're younger, you get into it, you argue, you fuss, you have disagreements and everything. And used to, it was just, I'm cool and hip and I want to go. Back in the day, it was more, I listen to this kind of music and you don't listen to that and you don't understand my generation. You know, today it's more, I'm right and you're wrong and my politics is right and your politics is wrong on whatever side. Please drop all this for me. Please do it. I mean, Kid Rock's father's passed away. Snoop Dogg's older brother passed away. We're all getting older. We got to stop this. Everything is just terrible in the world. We got to start getting along with one another. Okay? We got to start understanding one another better. We got to understand if somebody is, a family member is into guns or selling guns or something, you can't sit there and go, that's an evil person. Stop disrespecting them. Or if a family member is over here and they're on the left side, you can't hate them because they're, you know, like Taylor Swift or whatever, you know. And I'm using those as examples. We got to stop this hate. We're about 39 minutes past the hour. 39 minutes past the hour, holding at 42 degrees under beautiful sunny skies in the Atlanta, metro Atlanta area. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or groovy things at all. Well, Pete, I'm not talking about refuse. He said, I refuse to grow up and grow old. I'm not talking about that. What's up? The one and only cool kid in Georgia is back with us. What's up, brother? I'm talking more, you know, I don't think Pete, you've been on the show with me. I don't think you're the kind of person that's going to throw somebody out of your house just because you disagree politically with them. I think you're going to love everybody here. You might have a little argument, but then you're going to watch. I mean, I think your attitude is the same way as in an Alabama-Auburn football game. Somebody likes the one team, they like the other, they're going to argue, but they're still going to barbecue out together or catfish. I'm just saying that there's a lot of people in this world right now that are losing people based upon different things, and their family members are dying, and you got to do better at talking to your family. And young folks, same way. I mean, old folks, you got to start being better to the young folks because you're going to be dying one day. What you got to do is you got to be respectful. And everybody's different, and everybody's got different opinions, and respecting and loving one another is the better thing to do in your family. I'm not trying to give this love everybody out there thing. I'm trying to say, telling you that Snoop Dogg's older brother passed away and telling you that Kid Rock's father passed away. Hopefully they had good relationships with them. But I know in this industry, a lot of times it's hard to have that. Hey, Pete, I was told it was made if I made it to 50 and didn't grow up, I don't have to. Well, we don't have to grow up, but we do have to act a little grown up. But if you're still the same in your 50s and you're still acting like that Generation Xer that you are, heck, the millennials and the Gen Zs and all of them are going to like you. You know why? Because they're going to see how cool we were. They're going to say, you guys were cool back then. You didn't follow any rules. Heck no. We got 2 words for you. We listened to music that told us that don't like nobody, don't trust anybody over 50 or over 30. Misfits, yeah. Iron Maiden, Metallica, woohoo, Megadeth. I mean, Dave told us to rock the vote, but he didn't say who to vote for. Dave Mustaine never come out and said, you better vote for Republican or Democrat. He says, go out and rock the vote, get your vote heard. And if we don't grow up, then these younger kids are like, guys, my parents don't act like that. Well, they used to. They used to. One thing I say is, if your mom listened to Madonna, she's got no reason to judge you for listening to Taylor Swift. Because Taylor Swift is a nice, classy young lady compared to Madonna. Believe me. Believe me. Or as the Shield used to say, believe that. All right, before we get into this other news story, because we're about 15 minutes away from the top of the hour. Yeah, guys, the Shriners Club of the Metro Atlanta areas, 13th annual Sportsman Raffles coming up Saturday, July 27th, noon to 5 p.m. $20 tickets each, and you've got 110 chances to win either grand prizes of $10,000. A truck is the grand prize of 2024 GMC Sierra, maybe some guns and more. Looks like a racket there. Oh, okay, you can go hunting. That's what I'm trying to figure that out. You don't have to be present to win, and tickets are available at Angie's Cleaners, 51 Aces Circle Drive here in Noonan. There you go. Make sure I got through every news story I needed to this morning. Yep, I did. Yep, there. Yep, I think so. Yep. All right. Woohoo! I got through everything except for the wrestling. I'm not really into wrestling much anymore after the stuff. But anyway, as we're getting ready for this week's Elimination Chamber, KO defeated Dominic to move forward in that. Drew and LA Knight came face to face. Pete Dunne and Taylor defeated, we're going to be taking on Dom and R-Truth next week. Tiffany Stratton defeated Zelina Vega to move on to Elimination Chamber. AOP defeated some jobbers. Logan Paul defeated The Miz to move forward in their Elimination Chamber. Naomi's in the Elimination Chamber. She defeated her opponent. Dakota Kai and Bailey are together now. And Braun Strowman, along with Jada, signed with SmackDown by Nick Atlas. The Bloodline comes out. The Rock joins the Bloodline. He owes him his finger. He's saying he's going to take out somebody at WrestleMania. That is the one, the only. What is his name? Cody Rhodes. So there you go. Quick update there for you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, this Vince McMahon thing is in my head bad. All the stuff that he did. Wow. Tomorrow morning on the show is going to be more going on with Israel, as well as we're going to have our Border Patrol Tuesday report. I'm going to tell you real things that's going on there, so you guys don't have to worry about all the other stuff that's going on, who's going to Texas and everything to help out. National Guard, a lot of National Guard around the country helping out. We got some true crime stuff. 2 Riverside County brothers are pleading guilty to stealing. We'll talk about that and more. Also, entertainment tomorrow. Our friend Shane B joins us, the top 10 movies, what's hot, what's not. We'll get into that in the final period. And sports analyst Richard Holders from the Sports Beat joins us tomorrow morning in hour number 2. I'm going to try to have Greg TJ Justice Wednesday. I hadn't heard back yet, but he'll probably give me a call back and let me know if he can do it Wednesday or not at the last minute, because I know he's always busy doing something, but he always loves being on the show. Got to go. Bye, brother. Thank you for tuning in, the one and only cool kid in Georgia. That's cool to have the youth listening there this morning. All right, one more note. I got to do some funny stuff. Do you have the golden sneakers? If you do, you can enjoy the chocolates and candy and the wonderful jelly beans. It is right. Come on, Charlie. You can go to the chocolate factory if you get these $400 sneakers. Look, I'm going to pick at him. I'm not picking on him. I'm just picking at him. So don't get mad. Don't violently try to attack me. Well, my normal conservatives are not going to do that. They're like, oh, that's pretty funny, right? Even though I'm still going to vote for him, it's still funny. We're talking about you violent ones out there, the ones that would get into a fight with the Swifties and you guys would like have a civil war between the two of you. While the rest of us are sitting going, really? Stop hitting each other with those things that the American gladiators used to use. Anyway, former President Donald Trump has launched his own line of sneakers, cologne, and perfume. $399 shoes, strict limited of about 3 per customer. I think my father-in-law's wife probably bought all of them. There's 1,000 of them that went out, and that was the only thing. Anyway, some people are saying he launched this after he's having to pay $355 million in the New York civil lawsuit and not be able to work in New York for 3 years. But let me drop a bomb on you here. This man's got real estate across the country and across the world. He and his family are not going to worry about not being in New York. That's all I got to say. All right, let's drop back over here. I don't think this had anything to do with it. I think this had a different thing. He was at the sneaker con in Philadelphia. The former president unveiled the Trump sneakers on his new website. Never surrender high tops. T on one side and 45 on the other. See you tomorrow, bud. Oh, man. Oh, but you don't get mad and leave. I'm just kidding. I know you're not getting mad. I'm just repeating this one news story before we get out of here. Anyway, he said that he was always wanting to do this and everything. So he's been wanting to do it for 12 or 13 years. So it just come out of the blue. But the perfumes and cologne are $99 each, which is the perfect price for those. Because honestly, that's how much others are. So he's going to make a little extra money on it. This is actually something you can buy that's going to be, worth getting compared to little cards you got online. Oh, going to make people mad. Not Pete, though. I know he laughed at everything I said. But they're going to make other people mad. He's coming up. Don't talk about it. You hurt my feelings. The 45 Footwear LLC uses Trump's name, image, and likeness under the license agreement in the website. So there you go. Oh my God. We got to take a break. To close out the show, we got to take a break. All right, guys, back in a moment. Stay with us more on RyanORadio Penitentiary. Charlie, Come to the chocolate factory with your golden sneakers and you can get the best chocolates around. I told you, I'm down the middle. Anna Marie says, yikes, tacky. You don't want a pair of those shoes. They're golden. It gets you to the chocolate factory down in Mar-a-Lago. I don't know what kind of chocolate's there, but it's a lot of different chocolates and jelly beans. Maybe some McDonald's. I don't know. Back in a moment. Oh, by the way, I'm joking, guys. Don't get mad. You sure? You might could go in there and get free McDonald's fries. You know how McDonald's fries are about $10 now. You could be the Charlie and there'll be like 5 other people there and they all disappear and you come out in a balloon singing, I love my chocolate and French fries. Guys, don't get mad if you support him. It's a joke. I think I got lost in the crowd. You got lost in the crowd, Cher.
Classes and private seminars are available. Learn today to have a safer tomorrow. WarriorDefenders.com.
Carnival time is finally here.
I joke about everybody. So.
With Let's Go Family Amusements, March 7th through the 17th. 2 weeks of family fun with
Oh, yeah, you know, this commercial out of the way. It would turn you into a lizard person. That's not right. I think the lizard people are the people that turn you into a lizard person. I think the people that support that are probably just, they wouldn't be able to buy the shoes. They're like, I don't want those shoes either. He's selling them because he's a lizard person now. the QAnon crazy be like, I'm not doing that. It's an actual product. Oh man, some crazy people in this world. That's funny, Anna Marie. Look, go to the chocolate factory. If they hadn't been golden, I wouldn't have been able to make that joke this morning just because I can. It's funny. There needs to be a commercial. Yeah. Be like Trump. Like, it used to be like Mike. Now you can do commercials. Be like Trump. I know if I was one of these corporate people, I'd be doing that. Because you can make a lot of money promoting them on TV. See, I'm telling you, I'm about the money. It don't bother me. They're not going to make your feet feel better. But $400 for a pair of shoes? No. Sorry. When people complaining about the economy, the price of gas, the price of eggs, they're going to spend $400 on a pair of shoes. Come on. You got the money to spend $400 on a pair of shoes, and I really don't think nobody needs to complain about the economy. You know what I mean? Yes, if you got $400 to spend on shoes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you don't want to wear political. I don't know if they're that. Hate having to sit down during concerts, says Cher. I know, right? But, you know, sometimes young ladies have to sit down. See what I'm saying? You're a young lady. Sometimes you have to sit down. Smart of me, right? Not going to get beat up. I I don't know. I mean, if you spend $400 for shoes, ladies and gentlemen out there, then I wouldn't complain about the gas prices and the egg prices too much. If you got to go to your savings, ladies and gentlemen, it says 45 on one side and T on the other side. Yeah. Your feet are old, but the rest of you are not. There you go. There you go. That's right. That's how you say it, Sharon. But I wouldn't spend $400 on any of this unless I could go pay all my bills and pay. If you're like, I can go on vacation, pay my bills, and buy groceries, then there you go. And buy these shoes, do it. I don't care. But don't buy these shoes and say you can't pay your utility bill, because you know utility bills are really high right now. Because that dadgum gopher done made it cold another 3 weeks. Oh, that's okay. I see. That makes them political, says Anna Marie. I'm gonna do a commercial. Be like Trump. Like they used to be like Mike. The only thing is they're golden. That's why I'm talking about the golden ticket. If they had been any other colors, I probably would have just said, hey, I couldn't have made a joke about it. It's only because it's the golden ticket. Willy Wonka's out, and that's the only reason I'm making that joke. So anybody don't get mad, I'm just picking. Just picking with everybody. 50's coming up this week, says Cher. Oh, you're going to be warm over there in Iowa. We got rain and stuff. We're going to be cold for a couple of days this week. I'm tired of the cold. Dadgum hate the gophers. Hey, any hunters out there want to go gopher hunting for us? And then we never have to listen to them next year. Remember how Bill Murray did it in that movie, Groundhog Day, and he took the gopher out with him? That'd be great. That was a smart thing to try to do, take that gopher out, and then the day would never repeat again. Let's go after the gopher. Sup, he's back. The one and only cool kid. All right, let's see here. Ladies and germs. Tomorrow morning on the show, we'll have more Israel at War news for you. We will be talking about some true crime stuff, as well as we're going to dive into some sports tomorrow morning, some MLB spring training with our good friend Richard Holders from the Sports Beat. Also, Shane B will join us in the final period tomorrow. We're going to talk movie and movie news and everything. So, what's hot, what's not, and what you don't need to be checking out. Used to be a hunter. I used to be a hunter. I'll give it a shot. Oh, cha-ching, ching. Yeah, please shoot them gophers. Then you can make it into some kind of chili. And then force your husband to eat it every day because you've been gone for 2 weeks, huh? We've been worried about you, Anna Marie. Anna Marie went to a chili cook-off a couple weeks ago at her husband's job and never returned after that when she came in second place. One of her poor husbands still sleeping on the couch. A couple of times it got really cold here, mid-temps, and barely any snow this winter. Thank goodness you had no snow this winter. I mean, tell me, you get tired of the snow, and I mean, with that being said and done, you can drive up to your local Cracker Barrel there. I think you guys got a Cracker Barrel in Iowa somewhere near you. Don't have to worry about all that winter storm crap, driving through the snow. I'm glad that you guys didn't get as much snow over there in Iowa and Idaho this year. Oh, yeah. What was I saying? We got to get ready to get out of here. Oh, there was something I was saying about. We're still talking about the chili cook-off. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You'll tell your husband, I got a new special meat I'm using in this chili. A new special meat. All right, guys. It's called gopher. It's been a weird winter. Well, that's because you've been listening to the weird RyanORadio Penitentiary show. It's all my fault, Cher. I'll just take blame. All right, guys, stay tuned. At Home with Allison coming up, and a repeat of some of our great shows. 12 to 2 p.m. the Sports Beats. 12 to 2 p.m. it's Rob Peterson Show. 2 to 3 p.m. is Sports Beat Richard Holdridge, and 3 to 5 p.m. Braves Country Radio with Matt McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. Cher, Anna Marie, and everybody else is on with us this morning, but you guys are responding, so I'm going to say bye to you guys and call your names out because you stayed on to the end. Rest of you, I'm going to come get you. Also, Sweet Leaf, Sue, Tim, Bob, and all of you, I appreciate you guys. Alice, David, Michael, Vicky, appreciate you in Canada. Used to hunt squirrels. He wouldn't be shocked. Your poor husband, he's probably like, look, what did eat squirrel? He probably told all his guys that working and look, my wife makes some weird chili. Sometimes she uses squirrel. Sometimes she uses gopher meat. Sometimes she uses the possum off the side of the road. Now, you got to tell her it's good. Or I'll be sleeping on the couch. You guys take a great peace, love, respect. Have a great day. As long as you use hot sauce, it'll be all right, right? I got to make sure everything's cut off. Yeah, okay, good. We appreciate you, wonderful, lovely people. Once again, have a great day. Thank you. Like, subscribe, and share. We've got a lot of new listeners, and we appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Have a good time.